Hi guys, so fingers crossed everything is working. Just got a few little things to check and yeah, fingers crossed we'll get going. If you can, let me know in the comments well, that you can hear me okay, as obviously last time I did have quite a few issues with, well, the microphone and, well, picture, sound, everything really. I'm just going to move the microphone because I think I'm sounding a little bit quiet and it seems to be as high as it goes. Right, just going to see if I can just change a couple of things with the microphone, because I say it does sounds like it's there, but it just sounds like it's a little bit low. Yeah, unfortunately there's nothing on my end now to turn it any higher, so I have moved it nearer my face, and fingers crossed that will help. Although straight away it does sound better than that last time. Right. Okay. So yeah, hi guys. Yeah, fingers crossed this is going to go a lot smoother, better than the last time I had a little play at doing this. Yeah, so I can hear myself in my ear, so I'm going to turn that off first. Otherwise that will just annoy me, because there's a good 10-second delay between me talking and then whatever you hear. Right, so that one's turned down. Yeah, I think we're good to go. I say, once I get this set up and it works, then it'll be a lot easier for me to do it more often. I did used to do quite a few live streams about a year or so ago. It is the case of once everything's set up, it's just a case of pushing a few buttons and it working. But so I think the last time I did a live stream, other than obviously a few days ago when I did a little test, it was a good sort of 6 months, a year ago. So yeah, so nothing was set up, nothing was around, and it took me ages trying to get things set up. But fingers crossed, it's all working, because I want to crack on and obviously do some painting. This is the case. This is the guy I've got. I think he's is it an obliterator? I think that's his name. I am so bad with names. Unless it's an orc, and then I know it's an orc. Anything else, I'm not too sure. But I like the look of these guys because I bought a big box set and it had loads of miniatures in it. This was one of them. I think there was 2 of these. I think there's 2, maybe 3 of these in the box. But I just love the fact that obviously they're big, they got armour, and they're a bit nurgly. And I've not painted these kind before, so that's why I really wanted to do, yeah, one of these. So yes, I've got it set up so it's a lot easier, hopefully, to be able to read what you guys are saying as well. As you can tell, I wear glasses. I'm long-sighted, which is great for normal sort of everyday sort of stuff. But when it comes to painting miniatures, it's a pain, because obviously anything less than 2 feet from my hand, I have problems seeing. And obviously these I kind of like generally have quite close when I am painting, which obviously makes it for an issue when I'm trying to film, because obviously I film on my camera, so my camera is literally right in front of my face. I'm peering over the top to try and paint something, but obviously at the moment I've got my camera, I've got the webcam, and I've got a light that's in a bit of a different position to where it normally is. But hey ho, I'm waffling, but hopefully say these live streams will get better, will get easier. That's if you guys want me to do them as well. If you guys don't want me to do them, then obviously I won't do them. Carl Black, which box? Yes, good question. Which box? I'll have to go and check, because again, when I say I've got a memory like a sieve, I mean you could tell me something and in 10 minutes time I would have forgotten. Well, 5 minutes time. brought the box back with me only because the chances are I might forget from over there to over here. Right, it's I'll try and get it on the screen. It's the big old box, Wrath of the Soul Forge King. Quite an expensive box. Well, then again, Warhammer is quite expensive, but there's so many miniatures in this. This is where I got the Azrael and what's the other guy? Azrael and Vashtor. So yeah, so basically it's a bit difficult getting it all in, really. Who are, madam? But yeah, there are a ton of. So I like the idea of these, obviously these chaos kind of figures. I loved obviously the big Vashtor, and obviously loads more Space Marines. I do love Space Marines. I don't know much about them, as in their lore, the chapters, factions, whatever it is. I know nothing, other than the fact I love them because they're obviously big, beefy, chunky, and as well as obviously having guns, some of them have swords and shields. I used to play Dungeons and Dragons many moons ago, and I love paladins, so I like guys that are in big chunky armour. So the fact they're in big chunky armour, they're Space Marines, and they've got guns as well, is just great. So yes, it's these guys I'm painting at the moment, or will be painting. So was it? Oh, there's two. Yes, there's two of them in the box, and this big sort of spidery looking thing. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So yeah, so basically there's a lot in there, and my main reason for buying the box. Oh, let's put that down. Yeah, the main reason for buying the box is because obviously lots of miniatures, and I want to do some kit bashing. I do like, well, cutting miniatures up and turning them into, well, my own sort of like take on whatever it's meant to be. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So it sounds like you guys can hear me and see me, which is all awesome. So let's have a quick look at who we've got. We've got Carl Black, Power Verto. Again, apologies if I say any names incorrectly. I am terrible at saying names. George Triana, Carl Black, Go For It Painting, Sasha Kleber, H Smoothie, Bronco Fun, USA Libertarian. So yeah, good to have you guys, and obviously many others that are sort of lurking. I know whenever I watch people, if they do any live streams, I am very much a lurker. But yeah, by all means, have a little chat amongst each other in, well, the chat. One thing I will say is when I do start painting this, I do sometimes get obviously a bit engrossed in what I'm doing, which is quite natural because obviously this is a hobby which I really enjoy now. So if you want to ask me a particular question in the comments, if you put at miniature hobbyist and then whatever comment it is, or you can put the comment and then put at miniature hobbyist, doesn't matter how you do it, as long as somewhere in your comment is the word at miniature hobbyist with no gaps in any of that. On my screen it highlights it. I always forget, yellow or orange. Either way, my screen gets highlighted with whoever put that chat in, and it makes it easier for me to see that there's someone's asking me a question, to which I will try and answer. So yeah, live stream today. I'm not sure how long I'm going to go for. A couple of hours, 3 hours, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But my plan is to obviously get as much of this dude painted. Like all my painting, it's going to be the slapchop method. So he's been primed in black already. I have filmed bits of this, so with the live streams, whatever I'm painting, there is a video of that coming out later on. So this live stream might go on for a few hours, and there's a fair chance when I do live streams, from what I remember, I don't get much done because I'm too busy chatting, waffling, answering questions, and yeah, not working much. So that's why you will get to see this painted in a small, shorter video over sort of 8, 10, 14 minutes, as opposed to this live stream which could go on for a while. But yeah, that's kind of it really. Yeah, so it's just good to have you guys here. I say I've missed doing live streams. They are quite fun because it's nice to sort of see what you guys think of what I'm doing. And like I always say, whenever you guys leave comments on my videos, I love this hobby because people are willing and happy to share what they know. So say I am a noob. I mean, okay, I've had this channel for a few years. I've only been painting really for the last 7 months. So I am very new to painting miniatures. So any tips and tricks people tell me, I'll always listen to them, whether or not I'll do anything about it. But I do like to find out what you guys do, just in case it makes life easier. It's like that. The old. Man, brain's gone dead. Dry brushing, dry palette thingy. What's it? This. I mean, you guys mentioned about making one of these, so I made it straight away, and I love it. I use this do these guys, and yeah, it's awesome. It's a great thing to have. I think it looks pretty cool, and the fact that obviously I can test out. So obviously, if you've seen the video about the dry palette, obviously a couple of good reasons for doing it, but the one I got out of it really good. A lot of paints, you never quite know what they're going to look like on this sort of style undercoat, because obviously a lot of contrast paints are made to go straight over like a white primer. So the fact that you're going black and then doing the sort of highlights and dry brushing, you're never quite sure how it's going to look. So having this and being able to test things out is just awesome. Anyway, so there's a video out on that, guys. If you haven't seen the dry brush palette, go and check that out, because yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. And again, it was you guys. There's about 5 or 6 people made a comment on one of my videos saying I should use a textured dry palette, and it's like, what's one of those? And then people said, oh, just glue stuff down. It's like, okay, I'll have a go at doing that. Anyway, I'm going to get the brush wet in a minute, because obviously that's why we're here, to do some painting. Rexman94, really enjoying your videos. Keep up the good work. Cheers, buddy. I'm just getting really excited about painting. Yeah, I love painting. It's just so weird. Again, anyone new will probably think that's sort of like, okay, fair enough. Yeah, he loves painting. Go and have a look at, honestly, go and have a look at my old videos. Anything older than about a year. Any of my videos older than a year. I reckon every video you'll hear me say, I hate painting. I hate painting. And I did. I used to really hate painting. Paul J, that mini is amazing. Want to see how you paint it. I'm sure this is going to be amazing. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, well, this is the other thing. The reason I used to hate painting was because I would paint something and generally I'd spend 2-3 hours on a miniature, didn't enjoy what I was doing, and primarily that's because I knew it was going to come out looking pants. So it's almost like, why am I going to spend 3 hours painting a miniature? It's going to look pants. I'm not going to want to let anyone see it because it's going to look naff. And yeah, that kind of puts you off painting. But with the slapchop painting technique, I know this is going to come out really good. I don't want to sound big-headed or brag or anything, but it is a slapchop painting. Is that easy? Someone like me can do it and make a half-decent job of a miniature. And that's why I have got more confidence in painting, because I know there's almost no way I can ruin this, because all I'm doing is now just slapping on some contrast speed paint. You can't really go wrong. Obviously, you need to paint within the lines. But yeah, other than that, you paint within the lines, then it's going to come out looking half decent. And that's why I really love this now, because it is a case of I can't really mess it up, he says. Could be famous last words. Anyway, I'm going to put some music in my ears, because at the moment all I can hear is myself, and that's a bit weird. Well, no, I can't, I've turned myself off, but I can hear myself. Anyway, I'm waffling. Right, now. Music. Where's the music? There we go. I've got some music. Because generally, whenever I'm painting, I'm normally have music playing, or I'm watching a film or something, or watching YouTube, kind of like you guys. I mean, I know a lot of people, when I used to do live streams, I'd always ask, what are you guys doing? And primarily a lot of it was, yeah, I'm building something, I'm painting something, or they're just sitting kind of chilling watching me. But so that's what the thing I love about this is why I never get much done. I'm too busy talking. This is why I love doing live streams. The fact that you guys are all over the world, it's just great as well, because all different time zones, different countries, different people, and yeah, love it. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's do some painting. Apologise now if I do hit the webcam every now and then. It's only because I've got my camera on another arm, and it kind of will be going near where the webcam is, because obviously the webcam's set up for a good shot, which means it's the same sort of area I want my phone to be in. So let's zoom in a little bit closer on the miniature, because that way as well I can make sure that the focus is better. So basically I've got everything on manual, just because when things are on auto, you're never guaranteed what the thing's going to focus on or what it's going to look at, and the colours change and all the rest of it. Yeah, because I don't have a studio. I'm literally sitting in my living room at a desk. I've got a window behind me, which I've closed the blind on that, otherwise the light would come in. I've got a window just there. There's another window over there. So lighting it can change quite a lot. But I have got like a big light there, and I've got this light, so hopefully what you see shouldn't change too much. Count Jinto, have ever tried slapchop with different primers? I think only once or twice. I know people always leave comments about doing the dry brushing in, well, different colours depending on what you're painting over the top. Like some people have mentioned about doing a yellow dry brush or even a purple dry brush if I'm going to paint orcs, just because obviously it will then change the hue or the colour of the paint I'm using. I haven't really. Generally, I do sort of stick with just the grey and the white, and I think that's probably primarily because of the fact of I painted all the lids on my speed paints. So all the lids are painted. So basically with the lids, I painted them black and then dry brushed grey, dry brushed white. So I knew the colour that went on these lids would be exactly how it would look on the finished model. Which again, just makes things so much easier. So, especially when there's so many colours. Say Army Painter are doing an awesome job at the moment. And I've got about 18 different greens. So to be able to see instantly from the lid what each green looks like just makes me think this is the green I want to go for, or that's the green I want to go for. So if I did start messing about with different colours with a dry brush, then obviously I'd get different results and I wouldn't know quite which colour was going to look like what, if that makes sense. Basically, I try and make things nice and simple for myself. Again, it helps me enjoy what I'm doing if things are nice and simple. Anyway, let's shake a bottle, get my brush wet, and start doing some painting. Now, Sasha, I would love to see how a human character with a lot of skin would look painted. Yeah, I'll have to admit, that's the one thing I've never found a good paint for, whether it's contrast paints, Army Painter, I haven't got any of the Vallejo ones, but I have got the Green Stuff World dipping inks. I've not found a very good skin. What I have been doing is I use Peachy Flesh, but then I use that as almost like a base sort of coat colour, and then go over the top. Yeah, then go over the top. Do like highlights with like a skin colour. Yeah, so yeah, skin colours. I haven't found one that's like awesome yet. Right, just seeing whether or not I need to darken this. Because say that's the only problem though. When the sun comes out, then my desk gets a bit too bright. So let's turn that down. So this is where obviously all the professionals have a nice studio with no windows, so they can control the lighting perfectly. But I don't have a studio. I'm just like you, or a typical guy. I just work at a desk in my living room. Right, no, come on. Let's stop chatting. Let's crack open the paint. I want to get some paint on this dude. Otherwise, I won't get much done. Let's just change that. And I want to change something over here. Where's it gone? It's the only problem. I've got like 3 screens as well. So I've got bits on every screen. I've got quite a few applications open. It does get a little bit silly after a while. There we go. But the main thing is that you guys can hear me and you can see me. So there we go. Right, so I'm going to say hit this dude. So where's my reference picture? I've got a reference picture for this guy. Just because I'd never seen this guy before until I bought that big box set. He was in it, and I thought, yeah, he looks pretty cool. So he's nice and big, nice and chunky. Obviously, there's my lovely orc. So he's quite a chunky orc, because he's obviously a knob boss thingy. What's it? So this dude is quite a size, which is quite nice. Cool. And yeah, it doesn't look like it's too bad. Car black for skin, use a traditional type of paint and then use speed paint over the top. Yeah, go with a highlight. Well, that's the other thing I am trying to do now, more sort of highlights, edge painting, stippling, and any other technical term you can think of, because I see slapchop as being a great sort of base, a great way to start, which can be improved on. Or apologies, this is loud in the microphone. I don't know if that's... I've just seen what I look like on the screen. It looks like I'm milking a cow. Right, there we go. Yeah. Yeah, so I do paint out of the pots. I have a wet palette, and I have loads of just sort of plastic tub bottle things, whatever you call them. But I prefer to paint out of the pots because I don't like wasting stuff. I have a big thing about wastage. I don't like it because I see everything as having a monetary value. So if you're wasting it, you're basically wasting money. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't have money to waste. Right, I'm just going to turn the music down in my ear because it's a little bit loud. I feel like I'm talking louder because of it. Right. Right, so here we go. I've been on 20 minutes and I'm about to get some paint on. That's not bad going. Power, where did I find the holder for the speed paint? The holders, Thingiverse, I've got a 3D printer. Well, I've got quite a few 3D printers. Yeah, so this is just 3D printed. Go on Thingiverse, type in paint pot holder, and you'll have loads come up. So I've got two. So basically I got this one, and then I made the back on this one taller, just so, well, let's put that one in there because I don't want to spill it, because I've never spilled one before. So basically I resized them, and I say on this one I made the back a whole lot taller, just so when I put the contrast paint in, contrast paint fits in, lid stays open. And the thing is, I love these bottles. I know everyone moans about these bottles. I love these bottles because obviously you give them a shake, there's enough paint in that little lid sort of recess bit to use, and I just find that really nice. That's the one thing I don't like about these bottles, is I've got to obviously dip my brush a lot further in. So when I start getting lower, you're never quite sure how far to go. So I'm almost inclined to, and I know this is going to sound really weird to a lot of people, take the army painted pots and put them into the bigger pots, just because I love the big pots. And I know a lot of people hate the big pots, but hey ho. Right, here we go. I'm going to start painting. So don't forget, any questions you want to ask me, if you can put in your comments somewhere at Miniature Hobbyist, just so it lets me know it's me you're talking to, because I love the fact that you guys can chat amongst yourselves. Someone can ask a general question, and there's plenty of people out there that hopefully can help you out. I say, because I do still class myself as a noob when it comes to painting, especially when it comes to terminology. I don't know the terminology of anything. That's partly because obviously my lovely memory, that I forget stuff. Oh right, like now I was about to start painting. I need to remember I am filming this to put it into a video, because not many people are going to want to sit through a 2 hour, 3 hour, maybe 4 or 5 hour live stream, when it's so much nicer to watch a... I like my videos around about the sort of 10-14 minutes. It's kind of like a nice length, I always find, because that's the kind of length that I like to watch in a YouTube. So there's a lot of people I watch and follow, and even then, if they do a video and it's like, say, half an hour, I sometimes think, oh, half an hour? And I skip lots. Whereas it's like, say, a 14-minute video, I'll happily sit and watch the whole lot. Right, apologies if I do keep hitting the microphone or the webcam. It's just that I'm not used to having things so close. And so for some reason the microphone, it has to be really close to pick up, even though it's on its the highest level. Right, anyway, enough waffling. Let's film some. You'll also find that when I am filming, I'll go quiet. It's normally because in my head I'm thinking what I'm going to say. Whenever I make the videos, I film all the clips, then I edit all the clips together, because obviously I cut bits out. Sometimes I over-film. I always film lots of stuff, but then I leave bits out because they're not really needed. And then I generally speed up each bit of footage. I speed up just a little bit, just so you can see more of what I do a lot quicker. but then I do the voiceover at the very end, so everything, again, that's why I always sort of say this. I use the word obviously quite a lot in my videos, because when I'm because I'm basically watching my video and I'm talking over it. So obviously I'm saying what's going on in the video, which is why I say the word obviously a lot, because it just seems obvious what I'm doing, because you can see it. Anyway. So this is where I kind of have to peer over my my camera just to sort of see what it is I'm doing. So I'll just film a little bit of this, and then I'll be able to move the figure into a better place for you guys. For the moment, because I like to vary up the angles, so we'll have a shot from up there in a minute as well. Gabrielle, if you did not try this yet and it works wonder on contrast, what's that? 1 drop of Vallejo flow improver for 2 to 3 drops of contrast makes it easier to work with paint. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never really had any problems with the paint. And I say I like to keep things simple, so as much as I do like trying a lot of new things, there are some things I possibly wouldn't try, because I know what you're obviously saying, but if I did do what you said and then I got used to having to put a little bit of flow improver into my pot, I would then get used to doing that, but then have to do that all the time. Whereas if I can just get a pot, shake it vigorously, and then start painting straight from it, and it works wonders for me, then yeah, I'm going to sort of stick with that, just because I do like things to be simple, a bit like myself, because it makes it more enjoyable if it's simpler. Whereas if you've got to go through lots of different things to do before starting to paint, I don't know, it might start making it more of a chore, perhaps. I don't know. But that's the thing, that with painting, we're all different. We all have different techniques, we all have different likes, dislikes. I saw a comment whiz up a second ago about someone saying they didn't know how I could paint from a pot. I'm used to painting from a pot. I don't know anything different really from painting from a pot. Other than I have painted a little bit by squeezing these into a wet palette, or even just a normal sort of palette. But I don't like doing that. Plus with these, the army painter ones, you have to be very careful. The balls get stuck in the end. So if you keep squeezing, the ball gets stuck, and in the end it just pops off. So yes, that's another reason why, for me, give it a good old shake, dip my brush in, paint, away I go. Simple, sweet, awesome. As I say, KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Piper, obviously I'm the darling of the universe. Yeah, some might say other words, but yeah, cheers. Major Plums, what am I having for tea? I've got plums in my mind now. I like the name. What am I having for tea? Haven't got a clue. I'm not sure. I've had some crisps before I came on. We'll see how long they keep me going. Yeah, so my plan here is, say, with him, I want him to have more a skin looking colour, but I like the idea of going on first with an orange, and then I'm going to use some sort of like normal paint afterwards and do highlights with that. So that's why if you're looking and thinking, God, he's going to look like a bit of an orange monster, he's been tangoed, he's going to have a lighter skin colours on top. So that's something I'm now thinking about. Before, I would literally just put all the sort of army paint, the speed paints on, or the contrast paints on, and it'll be done. Whereas now I'm thinking about doing highlights and edging. I'm now thinking of whatever colour I put on with the speed paints, I'm going for like a darker colour, so I can then put a lighter colour on top, which for me is really good because it's making me think more about the painting, which again I never really used to do much. Yeah, USA Libertarian, it does get very messy when the end pops off, trust me. I've got a mixture of Speed Paint 2.0 and 0, So, I mean, if I get ready for a bit of a big camera shake, guys. But yeah, so I've obviously, it's getting me out of focus. But yeah, so I've got quite a lot of paints up there. Oh, can't twist it any further. Yeah, and it is a mixture of the normal ones, or the old ones, and the new ones. Yeah, cool. Right, and we're going to film a little bit more from up top. I say it's just nice to vary the angle. Oh, pardon me. What should we paint? Let's paint a chunky thigh. So that is obviously the other weird thing about when I do paint, the fact that I am having to think quite a bit about making sure I get the camera set up. It's in a position where it can see what I'm painting, and I can see what I'm painting. Oh, one other thing, I'm expecting a delivery sometime in the next hour or two. So you may hear my doorbell go and me get up. I will come back if I do get up, just letting you know. Right, so that's enough really painting of this colour. I might go for a smaller brush actually. This brush is a little bit large. Especially to try and get in all the nooks and crannies. Yeah, let's get a smaller one. This one's big. Ooh. Well, again, because like you, I watch a lot of other videos or YouTubers doing videos of painting, and one thing a lot of them say is use the largest brush you can, which is all well and good, but I like using the teeny tiny ones just because I find obviously they get in better. And yet, whether this is how you do it or shouldn't do it, this is how I clean my brush. I use a wet wipe and then I suck it. There's a lot of rude innuendos, isn't there, really, to do with painting? Right. Let's try and get it so my arm's going to be there. Let's go up to about there. Fun enough, I was just checking something there. It's J Cross. Cheers for the donation, buddy. That's very very decent of you. You watched the slapchop video yesterday. Taught you lots on how you can still have fun. Well, that's it. That's that's the thing with this thing. It is all about having fun. And if you're not having fun, then you're either doing something wrong, or well, I don't know. Yeah, you're doing something wrong, really. 'Cause it should be fun. Why did that not come up? Yeah, I used to have a box that came up with, like, whoever did a donation, it would come up and it would have them sort of their name there. But for some reason, it's not coming up. I'm not sure why. Because, especially when it's J Cross has just done a donation, which is very lovely of you. It'd be nice to sort of show, well, your name up there. That was a test because that was me. So why is... It's always some things work and then some things sort of stop working, and I never know why. Or they work and then literally they work right up to the minute when I go to do a live stream and then things don't work. And it's like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And I just start pushing buttons. Where the Crazy Dave video gone where I made his garage? Is that not still there? Because I know there was one stage where I took down a lot of the sprue videos and I put them on a different channel. But then I thought I went through and put them all back. I I know, yeah, I gave myself £18. It's very decent of me. I thought it was quite cool. That was, yeah, I just hit the test button because I say that's where the section should come up with It's J Cross's name should be there, and I don't know why it's not. Aha, there we go. Cool. If in doubt, just keep pushing buttons and then things happen. Cool. Oh, sorry, did I see someone say what software do I use for editing? I use... What do I use? Again, memory like... Oh, I use Power Director. Power Director 15. So I think it's probably about 6 or 7 years old, I think. I use a very simple editing software. So literally, I film all the clips with my phone. I put all the clips together. I edit out, obviously, bits here and there. I speed up some of the footage just so you get to see more in less of a time. And then, yeah, I just go over, I watch the whole thing. And I just talk over it. And I hope it sort of makes sense. So that's why whenever I'm filming bits, in my head, I'm kind of roughly thinking what it is I'm going to say when I'm filming. Right, I'm in a right old mess here with the paint. It's the pressure of being watched. It's been a while since I've been watched and painted something. Yeah, so the thing about doing live streams as well, though, you get to see all the mistakes I make. I mean, to be fair, whenever I edit videos, if I do make mistakes, I do generally leave them in. Just because, well, I think a lot of people learn by mistakes. I know I do. Certainly make quite a few. So, yeah, it's always good to see people make mistakes. Because obviously you know they're human. And you know, well, how easy it is to make mistakes. And hopefully watching someone else make mistakes can make you think, oh, I won't do what he's just done because it went a bit wrong. Yeah, Carl Black, what software do I use to edit and then export? Yeah, so it's just a case of I use Power Director. I take all the clips into Power Director, cut them down, clip them, all the rest of it, do a voiceover, and then there's a button on there just to export it as a, I don't know, a video clip. I'm not sure what the video clips are, but yeah, so that's all I use is Power Director, and that software can edit the video. I can add say sound to it, and then yeah, I save it as it is. So again, I keep it really simple. So for me, simple is the best. But again, that's why I loved it when you guys, I say there's a good half a dozen people mentioned, where did I put it? Mentioned about doing the a textured dry palette. And I say I made this up. Let's zoom out a bit. Oh, not that one. Yeah, so this textured dry palette. Again, I say I've only really been painting miniatures for the last 7 months, even though I've had the channel for a couple of years. I used to do more making bigger things and stuff. But this textured palette, never heard of it before. Say about half a dozen people mentioned it in one of my last videos. Just saying how useful it would be to use this to obviously. I load my brush up, put some white paint obviously in that area, load my brush up, and then use the textured bit to obviously gets off a lot of the paint on here. So it turns it obviously into a dry brush. But not only that, you can see how much is left on the dry brush, because when you're doing the dry brushing, you can see that it's the right amount on here to then go and dry brush your miniature, which again, it's so simple, but it's amazing. And that's what I love. I love things that are simple, but I mean, I know obviously you use the word game changer. It might be a bit extreme calling it a game changer, but for me it is, because it makes things simple. It works really well, and like I was saying, when you get like the contrast paints, you don't know what kind of colour they're going to look or how they're going to look on the slap chop look. Just paint on this, instantly see what it looks like. Awesome. Right, I did hear a ting then, and I've missed seeing things on the screen. Oh, Man of War, hello buddy. Yeah, it's been a while. Cheers buddy. Yeah, so but hopefully if I can get back into doing live streams again, because obviously I'll do live streams of me, well, painting different miniatures or trying out different things, because I still want to try the non-metallic metal. Again, that's something that I've seen other people do. Those who can do it make it look easy, and like anything, it's not easy, it's practice, and that's why they make it look easy. But yeah, non-metallic metal is something I really want to have a go at doing, just because I love the results they get from it, and I like trying new things. And like anything, if I try it and it works really well, then it'd be like, yeah, great, I'll do that more often. Right, is he in focus? Doesn't seem too bad. Yeah, cool. Dan McLean, take the dry palette, I use the back of my hairy hands. Again, for me, it's another excuse to make something. Even if it was just a case of gluing down some greeblies onto a plastic little a little box. But say, yeah, it's something I'm going to use all the time, because obviously every miniature I paint gets dry brushed. So having something that makes the dry brushing a lot easier, yeah, it's a winner straight away, because it's going to get used a lot, which is really, really good. Again, all because you guys mentioned it on one of my videos. So that's why I always say leave comments, because I do read the comments. I don't always reply to them, because sometimes there's just too many, or I'm busy doing things, or family life and all the rest of it. But yeah, do leave comments, because say, if nothing else, I do read them, and especially when they are going to help me out. It's like, yeah, awesome. Alright, so this guy has got quite a lot. Again, I know some people are probably watching this and thinking, oh, use a bigger brush. It's all a case of using and painting how you're happy. And for me, obviously I did go using a bigger brush earlier, didn't like it. I like using a smaller brush. It'll take me longer, which is fine, because this is a hobby. It's not like I've got a rush to get loads painted, because I'm, well, I don't know why you'd rush to get things painted, to be honest. But I mean, that's why, again, I like playing kill teams, the Warhammer kill team, just because you obviously have a smaller team to paint, which makes, yeah, things so much nicer. So then there is no rush to paint, because you haven't got many to paint. Especially when I prefer the 6-man kill teams as well. So I'm playing Legionnaires at the moment. Absolutely love them. So we're playing tonight. So normally every Tuesday I play kill teams with my mate. I've got the Legionnaires, and he's going to be playing Grey Knights or Grey Wolves. Grey Knights, I think. Not sure. He hasn't played them before, so it should be quite interesting to see how he gets on with them. So yeah, that's another reason why I like the slap chop painting technique. I'm not a fast painter, and even like before when I used to paint, I was an even slower painter, if that can be a thing. Yeah, so slap chop for me, it's a fast way of getting paint on, and you get it onto, well, what I would consider a half decent standard. Dan, it's not the size, it's how it's used. Exactly. But sometimes having a decent size ain't too bad either. So we got, oh, is there 175 people watching? That's quite nice if there is. Quite scary and daunting as well, if you're obviously all watching me. Yeah, if you haven't already, guys, if you can give the video a thumbs up, that's awesome. It's just little things help my channel with YouTube's algorithms or analytics. So yeah, so hitting the thumbs up button is one of them. Obviously leaving comments on my videos is another. And if you can share any of the videos, yeah, even better. What was I doing? I do that and I've lost my picture. There we go. Yeah, so with his skin, so my plan is to obviously paint it orange, but then I am going to go over and do some highlighting with a much lighter sort of skin colour. But I kind of wanted a darker sort of looking skin colour as the base, really. Yeah, so there's me saying earlier on about sticking within the lines. Every now and then I do paint outside the lines. But yeah, everything can be touched up later on towards the end. Plus, I love orange. Orange is my favourite colour. It's just nice, vibrant, strong, like the sun. Lovely colour. Well, I've got a picture up on my screen of kind of roughly how I'm going to paint this dude. There's not really that many colours going on. Obviously, you've got his skin colour. So it's going to be orange, but I'm going to use like a lighter skin colour over the top. Yeah, bits of metal, which I'm going to use grey and then like edge highlighting with some silver. And then his armoury bits, it's kind of like a bone sort of colour. So yeah, again, I'm going to go with like a bone looking colour for the armour. But yeah, I hadn't really seen this character until obviously I bought the box set, and yeah, I think he's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, a lot of the stuff I paint now, because before I'd paint things and I'd stick them on my shelf, then they'd go in a drawer or a cupboard and they'd like stay there. So what I'm now doing, just to help fund the channel and help fund me, is everything I paint except kill team stuff, because that's what I play with, I'm going to be selling, and I'll be putting things on eBay. So this dude's going to go on eBay. I mean, no one might want to buy him, but I'm going to put him on eBay and see. So that was just like a shameless plug from me about check out my eBay. So it sounds like it's like thunder and lightning outside, but it's kind of like a bluish sky, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. So every now and then I do concentrate, and that's when I go quiet. Hopefully my tongue won't stick out when I'm doing it though, because I know when I was younger and I used to sort of paint or draw, yeah, I think my tongue used to stick out. Carl Black, can I share the picture I'm using? I'm not too sure how. It's like he's on my screen, but I've got lots of other information up on my screen as well. So as much as I don't mind sharing the picture of him, I don't want the other information on my screen being seen, if that makes sense. None of it's rude, it's just obviously private stuff. No, I think I found, well, obviously it's not going to help you in any way. I found him on Pinterest. Obviously you go on Pinterest and there's thousands of them on there. But yeah. Cool. Yes, I have missed doing live streams, because I love the fact that you guys just sort of like chat amongst yourselves. I find that really nice, because I love this hobby. This hobby is definitely a sharing, caring hobby. Yeah, everyone's happy to share any tips and tricks that they sort of come across, or they've seen someone do but then changed it a little bit, and that's what I love, the fact that you guys can just obviously chat away. Oh, I think that bit's meant to be metal. Oh, it's going to be darker. Yeah, I just love that. So this is the only downside though when doing this kind of method. If you do get paint on an area it shouldn't be, two choices. One, you just leave it and go with it, and when you put the other colour on it's going to be different to how it should look. Or two, you have a go at getting some white painting over this, or grey painting it first and then a bit of white and then do the painting. Depending on what I'm painting, it determines normally whether or not I do the second option. But as this guy is obviously quite nurgly, him having a lot of variations in colour, so it just sounds really, I don't know, really rough outside, and yet it's quite bright out there. It's like end of days sort of sounds and noises going off. It's yeah, sounds like it's gonna be a big old thunderstorm. You watch, in about 2 seconds it'll probably go pitch black out there. Deep. It's the other thing I love about this as well. Some of you guys have some really cool names. What was there? A guy that I liked. I have to keep looking at the names. There was a guy who used to leave comments before when I used to do live streams. I loved his name. It just made me smile. It was a nice, fun name. But I've just seen Deep Wrinkles Productions. It's because I got deep wrinkles. What paint for the skin? The skin, I am going with a Fire Giant Orange. But now I'm doing like highlights, because I never used to do highlights before. So I've only really been painting miniatures for the last 7 months, and that's because of the slap chop got me into painting miniatures. But I'm now thinking about doing like highlights, so that's why I'm going with a Fire Giant Orange as almost like a base sort of colour for him, and then I will be going highlights over the top with a much lighter normal kind of skin colour. But I just like the idea of the orange being sort of the undertone. Again, I don't know any technical terms of anything when it comes to painting. Yeah, I'm very much I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Don't ask me what the terms are, I haven't got a clue, or I'll just make up terms. But sometimes made up terms are better. Yeah, so this guy does have a lot of sort of crossovers with his skin and metal bits being sort of fused together, which again is why if you do make any mistakes, I don't think it's really going to matter, because it'll just add to the character. If you do put paint where it shouldn't go and then put another paint over the top, obviously the speed paints, if it does have that little bit of variety in the colour, then yeah, it was meant to be. It's like old Bob Ross, you have happy little accidents. Yeah, like that one there. So I've done a little bit of filming, so I've filmed a bit of starting this colour. It's not worth filming all the bits of this colour, just 'cause I think it'd become a bit of a boring video if I videoed every single bit. So that's why I generally just sort of go through, show a few bits of that colour being painted, and then I'll go through. So the next paint I put on, I'm probably going to put on grey next as parts of the armour, so I'll do some more filming then. It's like whatever I paint during the live stream, I do film bits of it just so I can turn it into a normal video, just because obviously it's a lot nicer to watch a sort of 15-minute video from start to end rather than watching a live stream when it's not live. Because I mean, live streams when they're live obviously great, because obviously you can interact with me, I interact with you, and that's all good. But yeah, sometimes watching a live stream afterwards, well, it still can be fun, because obviously you can watch it while you're painting. Yeah, and John Shepherd's just put his north-east of England. So yeah, guys, whereabouts are you all? Because I haven't asked yet. So that's the other thing I love about doing these live streams, is the fact obviously I'm in the UK. It's currently just before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But you guys are, well, you're all over the place. I think something like 30% of my subscribers are American, 20% are from the UK, and then the rest, I think there's a big chunk from Europe, and then there's some obviously from Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, them kind of ways. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments where you're from, or where you are right now, and the time, just because I love it, the fact that people are all over the place. So you've got Patrick straight away with Delaware, USA. So you're what, about 6 hours, 5 hours, 7 hours behind us. And yeah, I'd love that. I love the fact that, say, some of you guys could be at work, some of you might have finished work, some are just getting up for the morning, some are going to bed, and I just love all that. Paraverto, oh, thank you very so much for the super chat. Awesome, cheers, buddy, much appreciated. So anything I earn from this channel, it does obviously help, well, fund me, because I am now making this my sort of full-time sort of job, as well as obviously me buying more and more bits and pieces. Oh wow, we're whizzing in now with where we're from, which is awesome. So what we got? We got Georgia, Delaware, Ohio, Everett, Belgium, Dean, Norwich, Terence is in Australia, 11:55 PM. See, I love it, the fact that, yeah, all kinds of different times. New York City, Connecticut, Paint Hand Dan, Switch, and you're across the pond in Canada. I love Canada. I've got cousins in America and Canada. When I was younger, obviously a long time ago, I used to go out every year to America and Canada. Absolutely love it. Sorry Americans, but I must admit I think I love Canada more. I think it's because they got seasons. I love proper seasons, because I used to go there and obviously like in the winter you'd get snow, summer you'd get the sun. Yeah, Canada for seasons, and obviously the people are lovely. Leo, Singapore, yeah, you're in the evening, you're chilling, doing a bit of miniature painting. Awesome. California, cool, I've been there, 6:55 in the morning, but it's nice and sunny. Hungary, we'll be in a minute. Who's that? Is Adam? Michigan, Piper Adam G, just woke up, love the channel, cheers buddy. Vanilla, 9 AM in Houston. Yeah, I think you're getting better weather. Well, saying that, we had one good day of over the bank holiday weekend. Pennsylvania, been there. Yeah, luckily I've done quite a bit of travelling, so I have been to quite a few places. Denmark, I've not been there, that's one place I want to go. Germany, San Diego, yeah, awesome. What's this? Paint Hand Down, we've got 2 seasons, snow and road construction. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, it is great to say, yeah, people are watching just from all over. Yeah, so saying this guy doesn't really have that many colours going on. And I think that's why I love orcs. Because with orcs, you really can go mad with the colours on them. And so I do like Space Marines, but they seem to be quite sort of monotone, really. Obviously, they're either a lot of blue, a lot of red, or whatever colour is their sort of main colour. They have a lot of. But I just love the fact they are big and chunky. Virginia Beach, Australia. Yeah, I've been to Australia. I went to Australia. What was it, about 3 months? Down in Adelaide. Spent most of the time in Adelaide, and then went up the coast to the Gold Coast. Yeah, I think I spent about 3 days on a coach. Still getting some weird noises from outside. Unless that's my belly. I seem to be. I think it's nerves of being on the TV. You guys watching me live. I'm doing a lot of touching areas that I shouldn't normally touch. Trust me, I'm not normally that bad. I think it's the excitement of knowing there's people watching me. It's making me make errors. But I say it's all good fun. Let's just. Just having a little look at the back of this dude. So he does have a lot of like skin just connecting into the metal, which I think is really cool. Does anyone actually play this guy? Say, I think he's called an obliterator. Other than that, I know nothing about this guy. I mean, does he play with Nurgles? I don't know. You guys tell me, because I really don't know. But yeah. "3 days on the go." Well, find out, when did I go? It was 93 It was either 93 or 94. It's when they had a lot of fires out there. Because I know we were on a coach and we were just ahead of a fire. I think if we'd, like the old forest fires, I know if we'd left a day after we left, or if I'd left a day after I'd left, I would have either got caught up in it or I'd have been diverted somewhere else. So yeah, as a coach from Adelaide, it went up sort of Brisbane, Sydney, Gold Coast, and yeah, we were just ahead of some big fires. But yeah, lovely place. Oh, yeah, so I went to New Zealand as well for a few weeks, and then to Australia. Yeah, loved it. Again, lovely people. I was doing like kind of like a bit of backpacking. I keep getting too much on. So there is obviously one. I know people are saying about putting the brush straight into the pot. There is one big downside. When the pot's near the top, it's easy because you can see how far you need to go down. When obviously you need to go down further, that's when you start getting it on the edges. And again, that's why I love these paints. And so I seriously am considering buying loads of these kind of paints or pots just to transfer all paints into these. Because obviously with these, give it a good old shake, put it in the pot, the lid stays open, and you get a nice little bit of paint in the lid bit that you can use. So it's a lot easier to see, well, get the paint on just the brush and not the rest of the tip. Whereas obviously with these speed paints, you've got to put the brush right in. I know a lot of people saying, well, don't do that, just pour it into a palette. I've already explained that I don't like doing that because you're wasting paint, and I'd rather do it straight from the bottle. But yeah, that's why I love the Citadel bottles, just because the lid stays open, the paint's there, bosh, bosh, bosh. Again, nice and simple. I like things being simple. I have a nice, simple, uncomplicated life, and that's how I'd like my painting to be. Nice and simple and uncomplicated. Matt, can I tell you how I prime miniatures with a spray can? I point and shoot. I don't want to appear rude, but that's all I do. I probably hold the can about 12 inches from this. So say I was spraying this black. I'm holding the can 12 inches away, and I'm almost doing like squirt, 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 squirt as I'm twisting it. Generally, I always like hold it upside down, so I squirt from the underneath first. So obviously I'll have it on one of these paint little holders. Again, these are 3D printed, found it on Thingiverse, and then I've got white tack underneath to keep the model on, or if I didn't have a base on the model, I'll glue the model directly onto this. So yeah, squirt, 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 and then I'm squirting, I'm moving it around, and yeah, that's kind of it really. Yeah, can's about 12 inches away, just doing sort of light squirts, light passes. Yeah, again, I keep it simple. Everything I do is simple. Right, I was going to do all these weird looking lovely bits on his back. So I must admit, so I love orcs. Will always be one of my favourite sort of miniatures to paint. I do like Nurgles, just because again they seem to have like a lot of colour, a lot of texture, and the fact that they got like oozy skin mixed in with metal, mechanical stuff. I love that look. But I also find it not to sound really bad because I'm an old man, not scary, but I don't think I'd ever have a Nurgle team just because they are very grotesque. I like things to look nice. So yeah, I like Nurgles for the painting aspect, not so much the sitting on my desk staring at me forever look. Yeah, I definitely prefer a good old orc. So that's why I got my orc over here. I like him. He can just sit and stare at me. The other guy that I'm still partly painting, but the video should be out tomorrow. Obviously the old knob boss. I like him. He's kind of finished with like army paints, speed paints. I just need to go over him now and do a bit of edge highlighting here and there, a bit of stippling going on. maybe add a bit of rust. I love rust. I don't know if you guys have seen my recent videos. Dirty down rust, love it. It is just awesome. It goes on really well. It dries and makes wherever you put it on look rusty. Again, simple, and that's why I love it. It's simple. You put this on, it does all the work, and that's why I like speed paints. They do all the work. Everything does all the work. Yeah, so this video with this guy will probably be out tomorrow, so I need to finish him off a little bit. But yeah, I love how he looks. Another little plug, he'll be on my eBay site if anyone wants to buy him. Oh no, I am painting again. I like to have several things on the go when I'm working, just because if I'm painting something and then I have to leave it for the paint to dry, I then work on something else. I love having lots of projects on the go. This is another project I've got on the go, mainly because it looks like something out of Star Wars, which I kind of love. But this is going to be one big rust bucket. Again, because I don't play whatever faction this is. Is it Space Marines? I don't know. Again, this is where, when it comes to Warhammer 40k, I know nothing. I know I like the miniatures. I think they look really cool. But what they are, what they do, the faction they're with, the lore behind them, yeah, I haven't got a clue. But yeah, what was I going to talk about this guy? Oh, just because I want to have a go at doing, obviously, as well as like obviously little miniature figures, I want to do some more sort of vehicles, because I have bought some more vehicles, but I want to kit bash the other ones. But yeah, I've got this dude. So this guy is going to be well, primed in black, dry brush, grey and white, and then not sure what colour yet. Probably grey or green. I'm not sure. Guys, what colour do you reckon I should paint this dude? Bearing in mind, I'm going to make it look like a complete rust bucket. So that's why I'm thinking anything not brown or orange, because I really want the rust to sort of come through. Have I painted any lead? Oh yeah, guys, anyone who's just sort of joined, obviously as much as I do look at the comments, they do whiz up quite quick sometimes. If you're asking me a question, if you can put at miniature hobbyist in your comment, doesn't matter if it's at the beginning or at the end, just because like Adam has just put here on my screen, it highlights it in orange. So again, it's really good because obviously orange is my favourite colour, but it highlights it in orange on my screen and it lets me know that you're asking me a question as opposed to just sort of like general chit chat, which I love you guys doing. Have I done a collab with Bill making stuff before? Yes, about a year or so ago I think we did something. Yeah, we did a water bottle contest where you took like one of those like water spray bottles and you had to kit bash it into something, or not kit bash, but scratch build it into something. So yeah, I've done a collab with good old Bill. Yeah, I love his videos. He is a funny guy. Yeah, I love it. So Patrick, what other colours am I using with this dude? Well, funny enough, I've got them. Here's one I made earlier. I used to love Blue Peter as a kid. So this guy doesn't really have a lot of colours going with him. So his skin colour is going to be the orange, but then I'm going to use. Well, I'm not entirely sure what colour I'm going to use, but it's going to be like a skin colour. Have I nudged my focus? Because my focus seems to be out. Let's have a look. It's still making some rumbling noises outside, so I'm waiting for it to go dark and not that way. Or maybe it was kind of. I'm just going to zoom in and then check the focus. So unfortunately, my focus bars, they're very teeny tiny little scrollers. So to move them like small increments is very difficult because there isn't like a plus up and down. It's a case of moving it. Oh, I want to zoom back out now. So yeah, so this dude's going to have orange as like the base for his skin, but then I am going to do highlights with either of these ones or something similar to this. For the metal bits, rather than doing like a plain silver, which is what I always used to do, was just normal silver and then chuck a wash over it, I'm now using grey for any metal bits or guns. So use the grey and then do like edge highlighting with silver. I think that looks so much nicer. And then say for his like the big sort of panel areas, I'm going to use bone colour, but then I'm going to possibly do maybe a bit of a green wash over the top, just so that looks a little bit aged. Yeah, I'm not going to make him look rusty, I don't think. I don't know. But yeah, so basically, yeah, three main colours to this dude. Yeah, a bit of orange, pallid bone, Gravelord grey. So quite simple on the colours, really. I like where he looks best. Yeah, one day I might get some better cameras. But so these webcams I've had for a good 2-3 years, so they're not bad. George, again, apologies, George, if I've said your name wrong, because I'm guessing you're possibly Spanish, maybe. So it might be George, it might be George. Yeah, I can't even try it. So apologies. Do I have any Chaos Marine with shields? No. No, but I have Chaos Marines. I do like the look of them, but I don't have any of them. Good old Spam Man. Again, I love names. Some of you guys have some real like silly names. I love it. I'm still trying to think that one I used to love. Whenever this guy would chat, his name would come up. And it would just make me smile because it was a real nice, just fun name. But I can't think what it was. I'm not sure. Loosely collected. The Walker is from the Astra Militarium. Oh, okay. Cool. One's called Imperial Guard. So the Imperial Guard, I painted them up for Kill Team. Cool. So it's from that. Awesome. Again, because I've kind of gone and brought loads of boxes of stuff. Normally, or in the past, I've only ever like brought a box, painted it, then moved on, brought a box, painted it. But because I love painting, and so I've got quite a few things on the go at once, I bought quite a lot of boxes, as you do. And yeah, it's a case of slowly getting through them. But so I'm loving painting. So yeah, have I painted any Legion? Is that Legionnaires or Legionaries? If it's the Legionaries, then yes. So this is why I don't get much work done. I get sidetracked so easily. Right, I'm just going to go and get my Legion. Yeah, I want to show you them anyway. Let's have a look. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. And just like that, the shopkeeper appeared. Oh no, I've got some paint on my army painter mat. Don't want to get paint on it. Yeah, if you... So, was that Legion? So if the Legion is Legionaries, then yes. I've got these guys, and these are what I play with. My kill team is these, the Legionaries. And I absolutely love them. I love how I painted them. Very simple, but I love the look. Especially as my mate, he plays with other Space Marines, and I painted them in a black. So I kind of see Kill Team as being like chess on steroids. It's just an awesome game. I love Kill Team. So to have mine in white and him in black makes it feel like it's a chess set. So yeah, so these are all my dudes. I love Kill Team. I love it. Let's zoom in. Just because I love these dudes. Right. So I wish I had a better slider on these focus things. Oh, what's going way out there? Oh, so it's so sensitive, it's untrue. Oh, I think it's somewhere there. Yes, this is my boss dude. Another thing I love about the Legionaries, each one of them has really good unique abilities. So normally when I played Kill Team, you'd have like say you'd have like a team of 6 or whatever. There'd be like 3 that were really good, and then 3 others that you think, nah, they can be cannon fodder. I'll just send them in. If they die, they die. But these dudes, all of them, just work really, really well. And yeah, I love them. And I say, real simple paint job. These are literally primed in black, dry brush grey, dry brush white, then gone around all the edging in gold. I was originally going to paint these in... What colour was I going to paint them? Possibly black, I'm not too sure. I was going to paint them some colour, but then after doing all the edge, the little highlight bits in gold, I looked at them and thought, oh, I kind of like the white. So I kept with the white. Yeah, so these didn't take long at all to paint. Oh, Sorry, Legion as in Star Wars. Oh, sorry, buddy. Yeah, I was way off the mark there, wasn't I? He's probably thinking, oh, he's gone off. He's showing me all these miniatures. That's not what I was asking about. Yeah, no, apologies. I've not painted any of them. So, yeah, long story short, no. Right, let's move them out of the way. Let's get this back in. Again, so this is how long I've been going for. So, an hour and 15, and I've barely even painted the skin. I do paint. I'm a slow painter, but I do paint quicker than this when I'm on my own. Even though it says sitting here, sitting here alone. Oh, Billy no mates. Oh, so here we go. Names. I love names. Photon Fart Squeeze. Awesome name. Just recently started watching your videos. Impressed with how far you've come with your painting. You've developed an interesting and practical style. I think the reason why my painting's getting better is because I'm enjoying it now. I never enjoyed painting. Slapchop got me into enjoying painting, and also that makes a big difference. If you're enjoying what you do, I think just naturally you get better, because obviously if you enjoy what you're doing, you're going to do more of it. Sounds so rude. But yeah, you know what I mean. I hope. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying what I'm doing. I enjoy the results. I enjoy the process. I want to try new things when it comes to painting. So that's why, again, I'm always saying, guys, when you watch my videos, leave comments to let me know if there's any tips and tricks in what I did you could do better, or let me know and I can do better. If you get something from my videos, let me know that you've enjoyed them and you've picked something up, because that obviously makes me feel good that I can do something and people like what I do and get something from it. And I've forgotten where I'm going now. Or if there's anything, yeah, if there's anything you want to see me try, let me know. So I've always wanted to have a go at the old non-metallic metal. Never tried it, but I am going to have a go at doing like a sword of some sort. To have a go at, yeah, non-metallic metal. But anything that you've, well, thought about doing yourself or would like to see me try, let me know. And again, like that textured dry brush palette. I'd never heard of that before. I'd never thought about it before. You guys mentioned it. I made one. Love it. Yeah, going to go quiet for a couple of seconds just to get a bit of work done. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't done already, if you can hit that thumbs up, that would be much appreciated. And any of my videos, again, if you can give them thumbs up, comment on them, even if you just leave a comment to say hi, that'd be great. I do try to respond to the comments. Sometimes if I put a few videos on at once, it then becomes difficult because I kind of run out of time to obviously reply. But I really do appreciate all the comments you guys leave. And I say it does really help out with YouTube's algorithms, analytics, all that stuff. I'm basically putting my videos out there so more people see them. Because I would love one day to have a little plaque behind me that says 100,000 subs. That would be just awesome. Don't forget, any questions you want to ask directly to me, if you can, put @miniaturehobbyist in the comment, just because then on my screen, say at the corner of my eye I can see the comments as they're scrolling up, but when you put @miniaturehobbyist in your comment on the screen, I see this orange bar and it just lets me know that someone's actually asking me a question directly. Alan Forbes, hello buddy, you alright? Just seeing your name popping up. Again, this is something obviously I say quite a bit in the videos that I make of this. I love the fact with this slap chop painting technique, that any areas you can't reach with a brush, because I've already sprayed it with black primer, and because I use obviously a spray can for that, the black primer does get in all the nooks and crannies, it gets everywhere. When I dry brush, there's some areas I can't get to with a dry brush, and that's great because it means it's going to stay dark. And like now, his armpit, like right in there, I can't really get to with a brush very well, but it means it's going to stay dark, which just obviously adds to the effect of it looking like it should be dark, because obviously the sun or the light can't get there, which is just really cool. Trash boat. He got married this weekend. Oh, congratulations! But still had time to paint some orcs. Yeah. There's dedication for you. That's awesome. Yeah, got married. Still had time to knock out a few orcs. It's all about prioritising things, isn't it? Patrick, what if I do a non-metallic metals of sorts on the barrels and the cables? Yeah, I'm not going to do it on any of these miniatures. I really want to try it out initially on, like, say, a sword, or part of a miniature, rather than doing something like this. Just because I want to, basically, I want to spend more time. Because if I do it on a miniature like this, I might be inclined to rush, just to sort of get it done. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But yeah, if I try it on, say, one, like print out something purposely to do non-metallic metal on, as opposed to just like a normal miniature, just so I can give it more time on a smaller object, really. Yeah. Alan, not alright. Oh no, your uncle broke his femur and your dog's sitting, and you've got to build your landlord's house. Yeah, sounds like you haven't got a simple, uncomplicated life. Oh wow. Yeah, my life is very, very simple, very uncomplicated, and I love it. I love my life. And also I love it even more that I get lots of time to paint, which is really, really nice. So yeah, guys, obviously let me know if you want to see me do more live streams. I say, because now I've got everything set up, it should be a lot easier to do them. Again, for me, Tuesdays are always a good day, especially, like, say, this sort of time. So I've got my mates coming around later on about 7ish. So about 7ish UK time, well, about normally 1:15ish. Yeah, I'll be playing Kill Team, and it'll be my Legionnaires against, what did I say he's playing? Grey Knights, I think he's playing. But say, it should be fun because he's not played Grey Knights before, and I've not played against them before. So yeah, it should be interesting to see how that goes. So a lot of this dude's skin, I'm going to paint orange as just like a base to it, and then I'm going to do different colours over the top. Because obviously he has got a few like tentacles coming out, which are quite cool. But again, I'm just going to go with orange, just for now, and then I can change the top colour later. Which should be cool. Ooh, 183 people watching. Share, guys. Let's see if we can get to 200 people. Whenever I did live streams before, I think only once I ever got over 200. And I used to do, I wouldn't say I did lots of live streams before, but I did do quite often, like for a few weeks or a few months. And yeah, only once I got above 200. So yeah, share with your granny, share with your postman. Let's see if we can get 200 people watching. So Patrick, you do non-metallic metals, black and white, highlight in white, then wash with blue. Well, wash with blue would be nice, and then re-highlight with white. Yeah, so that's why I would definitely watch a lot more people doing obviously non-metallic metal, and then so that's why I really fancy just trying it on one thing rather than like especially an object with curves. Obviously, working out where the light's going to hit and bounce and all the rest of it is going to get so complicated anyway. That's why I really fancy just doing it on a sword, just because it'll have less edges, and certainly not round edges, because obviously a round edge really will change how the light's meant to hit it. Gary, I'm thinking about streaming the Kill Team battles. I have considered filming parts of it, editing it together, and then doing like a talking over it. It's something I've always said I want to do. The only reason I'm sort of hesitant in doing it, me and my mate, we play the game. I taught myself by watching other people. I taught my mate. So we play the rule of cool. I don't know if you guys can pick up on what it sounds. It is getting darker outside. There's no rain, but there's now thunder. It's quite ominous. I quite like it. Yeah. So we're streaming it. I don't think I'd ever live stream what we do. It would be, because I don't know if that'd be quite interesting or not. I don't know. You guys might like it. Anyway, what I was trying to get at was we don't always play possibly by every single rule to the letter. There's been occasions where something's come up and we weren't too sure what to do. Sometimes we've rolled a dice. So say we have whatever situations come up and we've discussed what we think should go or should do. Both seem like sort of real life ways of it happening. But if we're not too sure, we'll often do the old rule. We'll roll the dice. 1, 2, 3, we'll do it this way. 4, 5, 6, we do it the other way. Roll the dice, and then we decide that's how we play that sort of situation again. So that's why if I did do filming of it and I put it on YouTube, there's a lot of people on YouTube that are quite funny, weird, opinionated. So basically what I'm saying is I'd get criticised for, oh, that's not how you do it, this is how you do it, and all the rest of it. And I say, I'm a simple man, simple life. I'm also an empath. So sometimes I can take the smallest of criticism or the smallest of comment, and I can take things to heart quite heavily sometimes. That's why sometimes I go through stages where I'll read all the comments on all my videos, but it only takes one person to put a comment, and it's like not even a really negative comment, but I can read it and take it in a completely different way, and it makes me not want to read comments, or it makes me not want to make videos sometimes. Very rarely it makes me feel that bad. But yeah, so that's why if I did a video of me playing Kill Team and there's lots of, again, not hateful comments or hurtful comments, but just, and not even negative, I say it's really hard to explain how being an empath I get affected sometimes. Again, I'm waffling now. I don't know if I'm losing viewers now because I'm just waffling. One day maybe I will do a battle report. Yeah. I feel like I waffled on then. Apologies for the waffling. I do lose track of what I'm saying sometimes. Anyway, a nice, simple, uncomplicated life. And simple, uncomplicated painting as well. Yeah, I must admit, I've been going an hour and a half. I really thought I would have had all the skin done and I would have been a good way through the metal. But say, I do sometimes waffle and chat lots. So that is weird though, that outside I keep getting that big old like thunder sounds. I say, it has definitely got a lot darker out there now than it was. I don't think it's raining. Yeah, this orange, I do like the how this orange comes out. Because the other thing with army paint or speed paints, as well as all other paints, they don't always come out exactly how they are on the tin. So that's the reason why I paint all the lids of mine, just so I can see how they look. but some are much better at doing their job than others. So yeah, so I do have some of my preferred paints, especially with like orc skin as well. Yeah, it makes me laugh that the army paint, the speed paint that is orc skin. Yeah, I never use it for orc skin. I hate it. It's a dark colour. It doesn't look right. Yeah, because that's another weird thing. Obviously, I don't know which one's which, but one of these is 1 and one of them's speed paint 2. Both orc skin. Don't know how well you can quite see it there. Don't know the best. But yeah, very different in the colour on the bottle, even though the lids are pretty much the same. But yeah, their printer obviously printed out a bit differently on the colours. But yeah, orc skin is probably the one I'd never use for orc skin. My preferred orc skin, I think there's 2 that I like, and that's Gilly Dew and Charming Chartreuse. So funny enough, it was the Chartreuse one that I did on the Boss Knob, and the Gilly Dew is the one I did on the other sort of one. So yeah, a bit of difference in the colour, but yeah, so they're my favourite when it comes to the greens, I think. Right, there we go. Alright, let's go back to this. Paint her down, don't listen to the gatekeepers, you're such an amicable presence. Cool. It's funny because I saw the word gatekeepers. I used to love playing that game, Gatekeepers. But anywho, right, let's get a bit more of this done because I want to have a go at doing some of the metally bits. But so there's so many bits that do sort of really entwine into each other. But it does look cool. Plus he's got a couple of eyeballs up here as well, which are not scary at all. Yeah, it's definitely raining now. I can hear the rain. Right. I would say I've done all the skin bits, but whenever I am painting, probably maybe like yourselves, you think you've used one colour enough, you go all the way around the place, you go onto a new colour, and then you notice some colours that you hadn't done before. And I think that's the other reason why I prefer painting from the bottle rather than putting the paint on a palette. Because obviously you put the paint on the palette, so you use it for whatever it is you're using it for. Sometimes you obviously put too much paint on the palette, so it's kind of wasted. So then if you go onto the new colour, when you do spot an area that you missed before, the paint on the palette would have then dried up, so you wouldn't be able to use it. Whereas this way, I know people, there's always going to be someone's going to go, oh, but you've got the lid off the paint, it's going to evaporate. Yeah, it may well evaporate if I left the lid off the paint for say 2-3 weeks, possibly. But for those few minutes that I'm using it, it shouldn't evaporate that much. It should definitely be less loss from evaporation of the lid being off than me pouring it into a palette, I guess. Nick Mellon, what handle am I using? This, you mean this handle here? This handle here, I've got loads of them. Basically, again, 3D printing. I love 3D printing. I feel like a kid in a toy shop because I make what I want and I love it. Yeah, so basically, again, Thingiverse. My first port of call for most things, if I want to find something, is Thingiverse. Main reason, it's free. I like free stuff. So yeah, go on to Thingiverse, and I typed in. What did I type in? Type in paint pot holder. You get that. This would have been miniature holder, maybe. Holder was definitely in what I typed in. So yeah, it must be something like miniature holder. This came up. Again, I adapted it a little bit, not by much. I've got a metal ring or washer on the top because my plan was, oh, I haven't got it. But say like miniatures like this, to put like a magnet underneath it. So that would just obviously magnetize on there. But say generally I use white tack, blue tack, or I glue the miniature on. But some miniatures, especially the orcs, if they're, because they're obviously bigger feet, I prefer, if I can, if you saw the video of me painting this dude, you'd have seen the fact that, well, you just about to see he's got little holes in his feet. So I plonked him on little metal rods, so basically just upside down, but still nice and sort of ergonomic to hold. Because yeah, if you can have the miniature off of the base, even better to sort of get underneath it and all the rest of it. But yeah, I'm sure I typed in miniature holder in Thingiverse, got them, printed them off. So I've printed off about, I don't know, I think I did about a dozen. Just so when you, I like batch painting, especially for kill teams. So when I did my orcs, I had all my orcs on these, so I can just prime them all at the same time, dry brush them all at the same time, and then like when I'm painting the green, I'd go and do the green on all of them. So yeah, so batch painting really is handy. But yeah, so these were just 3D printed. What's the eventual colour scheme for the Legionaries? I'm leaving them as they are. I love the white. I say, especially when my mate uses the black Space Marines I've got, to have the black v the white, it just feels like it's a chess set. Plus, I do like the white because I kind of see these as being, I know they're not, but like monks, so they're like, or knights, and I like the white sort of colour for the knight look. So yeah, that's the colour they're going to stay. Zido, can I ask for your base? Because here in London it's sunny and dry. Yeah, cheers for that, bud. Yeah, I'm in Hampshire. Is where I am, southern Hampshire, and it's chucking it down with rain. It's grey, and I say, for the last hour or so, there's been a lot of thunder, but no lightning, just like the thunder. It's awesome. Have I ever tried using the wet palette? Yes, I have a wet palette. Here's my little wet palette. Ah, but the big question though, have you ever tried a dry palette? Nor me until yesterday, or day before. Yesterday, day before? Yes. And I prefer my dry palette to the wet palette. Because I love dry brushing. Right, here we go. Let's get. So what's this? An hour and 40 minutes. Let's get on to the second colour. So again, this is where it always made me laugh when I used to do live streams before. I mean, this dude was, say, an hour and a half. I would have probably painted this dude in an hour and a half. To the sort of same. So this guy was like an hour and a bit to paint. Obviously, I'm going to spend probably another hour doing some edge highlighting and stippling and other bits and pieces. But yeah, just over an hour gets a miniature painted. But not when you're doing a live stream, because you get like me and you'll waffle. But the weird thing is, so this is the thing that cracks me up and my friends, I'm not a big talker. When I'm with my friends, I don't say much. I'm quite a quiet person normally, but for some reason, and this is what makes me laugh, when I do live streams, I talk and I waffle, and I waffle and I waffle and I waffle. And yeah, I don't talk much normally. It's really bizarre. And when I first started doing live streams, I really thought I was going to have problems because I wouldn't talk. I wouldn't say anything because I don't normally talk much. But somehow I get here, so I'm sitting here, I'm on my own. I think that's the bit that maybe helps. I'm on my own. So it's almost like my brain's talking, but I'm actually talking, as opposed to just talking in my head. Anyway, enough of that. I need to get on with this. Adam, do I ever do my own supports? Where I can, I prefer getting miniatures that are pre-supported. Although I've started using some new software from, what is it? Is that? Yeah, Anycubic. They've got a Photon workshop. It's the software I use to obviously import STLs and then print them out. Their new software does amazing supports. Yeah, I can't say anything more than that. Any Cubic do amazing supports. But the good thing is you can go in and, like, because they almost put too many in, so you can go in and take them out. But well, those paper clips. Note the things in the bottom of these. It's just wire, a soft wire. But yeah, no paper clips. Again, what I always say, whatever you've got to hand is the best thing you can use. Because this hobby can be expensive. So where you can save money, yeah. So if I'd had paper clips, I would have used paper clips, obviously the bigger ones. But no, I just bought like a reel of wire. I've had it years. So yeah, that's what that is. Trash boat. Cheers. Yeah, the white armour is cool. I love the white armour. I think it came out really well. Considering that I was going to paint them a colour, but I started by doing all the edges gold, and yeah, I loved how they looked, so I left them. Yeah, 3D printer. I'm not sure what. I think I must have missed a little bit about those. Yes, Nick, I do drill a wee hole in the feet. Are we Scottish? Maybe? I don't know. Might not be. Might just like using the word wee. Wee. Right. I have given us a bit of a shake earlier. Right. I'm trying not to shake it too near the microphone because it might sound loud, because I can't hear what you guys can hear. But I know me doing this can look pretty weird, especially when I did it earlier on. I don't know if you were here earlier, but earlier on in the stream I was shaking the bottle and I was doing that, which kind of looks worse than when it's... Obviously I could shake it under the desk and that would look really inappropriate, so I'm not going to do that. Which model am I printing today? I'm not... Are you asking about printing or painting? Because generally I am printing a lot of stuff out as well. I'm not printing any models at the moment, but I am painting an obliterator, I believe he's called. Oh, I don't know, because I did ask what army is he used for, because I have no idea. Someone might have mentioned, I'm not too sure. You're in Edinburgh. Cool. Good to have you here, Nick, from Edinburgh. I've been there, lovely place. Because I love castles. They have a nice little castle up there, don't they? Okay, it's not little, it's huge. Huge. Yeah, so this is an obliterator. But again, I got this in that box set, which I put away. Wrath of the Soulforged King box. Huge big box. You'll have seen it in a few of the videos, because I've taken some of the miniatures out to paint them. And he's from that. So, obliterator. There's two of them in the thingy. I'm painting one. I probably will paint the other one as well. And yeah, guys, shameless plug. If you want to buy any of the stuff that I paint, I do have an eBay account. There's a link down below. Go and give that a little click, and you can see what I'm currently selling at the moment. Because a lot of the miniatures I used to paint just sat on my like a shelf, and then went into a cupboard, and they just stayed there. So, with the exception of Kill Team, I don't play any other games. I will be playing Blood Bowl once I finish the pitch. I started it ages ago. I 3D printed a ton of stuff, went through quite a few bottles. I just need to assemble, glue and paint that. So, but I've done Blood Bowl 7s. Again, it's a smaller size pitch, less people, which I like the idea of. So I will start painting that and playing that, but at the moment I don't. So yeah, so anything else that you see me paint, the chances are it will be on eBay to buy. Well, they do take a lot of commission now, I've just noticed, because I've never used eBay before to buy anything. To sell anything, sorry. But yeah, they do seem to take a hefty commission. So I might look into actually getting a website with like a store or something on there. But anyway, that's another time. Again, I like things to be kept simple, so for me the painting is obviously the fun bit. So yeah, lots of obviously metal bits. So obviously all the edging of the armour that he's wearing, I'm going to do in the grey, because the main panels I want to be like the bone colour. I think it looks quite cool. Chaos Space Marines. Is that what these are? That was in the combat. I love combat patrol boxes. They have so much in them. They are pretty cool. So, 'cause I want to get more miniatures, but I want to do more kit bashing. I love making things that aren't, well, you can't normally buy. As in, well, you can kind of buy them, but you got to buy this or buy that and then mix them together. Rightio. Oh, so again, I need to do some filming. 'Cause I haven't done any filming for quite a bit. So this is another thing that makes obviously painting a little bit more difficult and challenging for me. Is the best shot of me filming is to basically put the camera where I would normally have my eyes, obviously. So yeah, so sometimes it is a case of I put my camera somewhere and then I've got to like peek around the side of it. It's like one of those crime scene thingies. I want to keep my identity hidden, so my eyes are blacked out. It's the simple things in life that make me laugh as well, and that made me chuckle. You might think, well, he needs to go on medicine, or he's on medicine, but it's not working. But it does, doesn't it? It's like one of those crime things. I want to keep my identity hidden. You can hear my voice, but you can't see my face. Sorry, I'll just... Yeah, maybe I should be on medication because I'm feeling a bit silly now. So this is the other problem. This grey, it's like right down the bottom. Oh, so you never quite know how far to go in. Right. Anyway, enough nonsense and silliness. Let's. Oh, we never got over 200, did we? We were on 179-ish people watching, guys. Or did we go over 200? I wasn't really paying attention. If you know of anyone that you can share this with, just to get me, even if it's just get 200 people watching it for like 5 seconds. Because only once before, and this is like years ago when I was doing live streams, only once have I ever got over 200 people watching. Yeah, I need the voice changer. I'm just going to have a little look, because I have got something that tells me what my max viewers was. 191 I think was the highest. Yeah, 191 people was the highest amount of people we had watching. I would love to, if we can hit 200, say even if it's just a once, and literally 200 just for that second, because I've only done it once. I think 205 I think was my record, or my PB, my personal best. So yeah, if we can hit 200, that would be yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Right, what was I doing? Painting, I guess. Not that I feel like I've done much. Right, I'm not going to mention that joke again. Right, so oh man. So I pressed the record button, didn't do any painting. So again, showing the camera the paint. Yeah, apologies for going quiet, I'm just kind of concentrating. As much as I ever do concentrate. do for a little bit, what I'll do is I'll paint a little bit, and then I'm going to go back and zoom into a closer area. As I say, whenever I do these live streams, if you are new and just joined in, I'm filming what I'm doing, because obviously that's how I turn them into, well, videos for you guys to watch. So yeah, so this painting of this dude will be out in a video, well, maybe at the weekend, maybe a bit sooner, and it'll start the process. It'll be like the beginning to the end of me getting him out of the box, assembling him, and then painting him. Just because obviously that's the kind of thing you guys want to see. It's a similar kind of thing that I like seeing other people do. Oh, the viewer number isn't going up. I really want to try and get 200. Well, say 205 is my personal best. When I used to do live streams quite a bit ages ago. And again, yeah, if you guys enjoy these, yeah, I'll say for me Tuesdays is a good day for doing live streams, and probably Thursdays. Yeah, they're probably the best days for me to be doing this. So say what I am now doing with metal is doing it grey, and then doing like some highlights or edging with silver. Whereas before I used to always just paint things silver and then chuck on like a black wash or a brown wash. Whereas I much prefer doing this now, which is cool. So it is nice trying new things. It did look like a witness protection. So guys, obviously you've told me whereabouts you are. Obviously I remembered everything you've told me about where each and every one of you is. But what are you doing right now, other than obviously watching me? Or maybe you're not watching me. Maybe you just have me on in the background and you can hear me but not see me. But yeah, what are you guys up to now? Are you sort of like at work? Are you sitting at a desk painting like me? Out and about? Yeah, guys, let me know in the comments, because obviously I like being nosy. And yeah, I'd like to know what you're doing. Celio, hi, I'm new to the hobby and just wanted to ask what your opinion on Vallejo is. Before I got into speed paints, contrast paints, all the rest of them, the first paints I ever bought were Vallejo ones. I don't have any of their express ones, so I don't know what their sort of contrasty paints are like. I was cheeky, and a month or two ago I messaged Vallejo and sort of said, hi, I'm John, I've got a YouTube channel, would you be interested in like a collaboration where they send me some free paints and I obviously use them and talk about them. Got a response back saying, yeah, that's great, we'll send you some out. And then I heard nothing back from them, so I've not heard anything back from them. I messaged them again about 2-3 weeks ago, just to sort of say, any chance you want to send me some paints? But yeah, still not heard anything from them. But I would like to try them, just to sort of see, well, what they're like, really. But, oh wow, blimey. I don't know how to say your name, because you got like numbers in it, but TriStar. Yeah, cheers, bro. Thanks for the donation, mate. That's, yeah, rather generous of you, to say the least. Blimey, thank you so much. Well, that's certainly going to buy me some more grey plastic, that's for sure. So yeah, man, appreciate that, buddy. Don't know what to say, but thanks. Cheers. So yeah, you guys all out and about doing stuff. Phil's at work. Wingwalker bank holiday fitting a door frame. Also, you still got bank holiday. Got them bank holidays you got. How many coats of paint is normal? I guess that's down to the individual and your painting style. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't. Is there a normal? I think this is the case of this is what I like about painting. Everyone's got their own style. Everyone's got their own idea of what looks good in something being painted. So I could paint something, I love it. Someone could go, oh no, that's not for me. But that is, again, this is where I love painting. Whether it's a miniature or a painting on a wall, we all have our own sort of likes, dislikes. So yeah, I'm still in shock about TriStar and his rather generous donation. Cheers, buddy. That's yeah, it's kind of got me. Cheers. David, watching stream, prepping some Dark Angel Hellblasters for painting. Awesome. Mark P is at work. Don't want to be at work. Rabdoff is painting figs at the moment. Awesome. David is in Sweden. So this is what I love it. The fact you guys are all over the place. So different times of the day, which is why obviously some of you might be at work, some are getting ready to go to bed, some are just sort of chilling out in the evening watching or at work. Loosely Collectors at home in basement. See, I wish I had a basement or a shed or a garage, somewhere that I could make like a studio. But I say I don't have that. I'm in a flat. I'm in my living room, in my small flat, at my desk, obviously having fun. Put it towards the new camera. Yeah, maybe. Patrick's in his hobby. Oh, see, I'm getting jealous now. Hobby game room. Feeling the need to paint. Yeah, always need to paint. Oh, Liberation Day in Jersey. Oh, okay. It's only because obviously in the UK we had a bank holiday weekend, so yesterday was our bank holiday. Not that I ever feel bank holidays, because say this is kind of like my main job now, which is awesome because obviously I love painting. I love miniatures. So yeah, I don't really see bank holidays. I just see days as days, which I love. Yeah. Sir 3D Print, you're in your living room hobby lodge. Although they say this is my, so this is where I'm a big kid. This is my command desk. I've got a nice L-shaped desk. I've got several screens. Obviously, oh pardon me, all my paints are out in front of me. Obviously, at the moment, I've got obviously 2 webcams. I use my phone as obviously another camera. So yeah, so even though I haven't got a dedicated studio, I love my desk. I love my area. I think I really want a studio more. Because for say 3D printers, again, this is where I am very fortunate. I know I'm fortunate, and I don't take for granted this in any way. But yeah, companies do send me stuff because obviously they want me to promote their stuff, so they send it to me for free. So I've been using Anycubic 3D printers for the last 2 and a bit years. I think I've got 5 printers that they've sent me. I've got nowhere to put them. I've only got really room to put 1, maybe 2 printers out. And again, I'm not trying to boast in any way because I'm not that kind of person, and I am very grateful for this YouTube channel because it has meant companies send me stuff. I just wish I had a studio, or say even a garage, just so I could have things set up. Because I have got quite a few printers. I've got laser engravers. You'd have seen me use those. I've got 2 of those. They're big things. I have to get one out, use it, and then put it away because I don't have room to have it out. Sounds rude. But yeah, I would love to have a studio so I could have things all set up, all neat and tidy, and just, yeah, I would love it. Maybe one day. Anyway, I'm waffling. I'm going off on one there again. But yeah. Oh, look, these viewer numbers are going down. I was really hoping we're going to get near 200. Maybe next time. So that's something. I never know when's best to do live streams because obviously a lot of people watch from all over the world. So there isn't really one ideal time where everyone will be about. Because, well, yeah, some of you guys will be at work, some will be going to bed, some just getting up in the morning. So yeah, so as much as every now and then I do in the community tab on YouTube, I do the old like, what's the best time for you guys to watch? But I will just get a whole variety of random times because you are all over the world, which is pretty cool. So that's why if I do live streams, it is just more of a case of doing them when's more convenient for me, just because I can never do a time that would accommodate everyone. But yeah, Tuesdays, Thursdays, sort of midday UK time, 2 o'clock start as a starting time is good for me. Let's film another little bit. Sunday afternoons. Yeah, so Sunday afternoons is a reasonable one. Oh, didn't mean to nudge the camera. I'm separated and I've got kids, and I get to see them lots, which I love because they're only like half a mile down the road. I made sure I didn't move far from them, and yeah, so weekends, obviously, if I've got my kids, then I'm doing things with them. So yeah, so weekends aren't probably the best for me. Well, if I did do a weekend, it'd be like every other Sunday I could possibly do. Right, that looks good. We're gonna film that bit. So yeah, so for me, Tuesdays, Thursdays are always good days to live stream, because they're days that I don't see my kids, Tuesdays or Thursdays. But like all the other days, I generally see them, or I'm picking them up from school or taking to school and all that. So yeah, so guess what? If possible, I would like to get into like a routine of live streaming the same days each week. Because obviously it makes it easier for me, but it also makes it easier for you guys, because then you know, oh yeah, Tuesday at 2 o'clock he should be on. Unless it's a nice sunny day and I decide to go out and go down the beach. So I'm in southern Hampshire in the UK, and I'm about half an hour to get down to the beach. But again, obviously I'm in the UK, so we don't always get that much in the way of good weather. Right, there we go. That should be enough enough filming for that little bit. Ooh. This is why I need cookies. So I do get peckish again, because I don't know how I can stress this enough. I don't talk much in real life. If that makes sense. I've probably done more talking so far in this live stream than I have in the last month to like friends and family and people. I'm really not a big talker, but when I do live streams, I don't know what it is. There's something about it that makes me chatty and just waffle on about anything and nothing. And so yeah, so when I did do live streams, say a good year or more ago, I think the highest I got was 205, and only once did I ever get over 200. But obviously now I've got more subscribers, so it could be more of a possibility of beating my my personal best. Yeah, so with this guy, the colours that I'm using, I'm kind of thinking of using the darker colours first, just so when I go over and do like highlights, obviously there'll be, well, a lighter colour. Yeah, don't forget guys, if you want to ask me a particular question, if you can put @miniature hobbyist in your comment, just because then on my screen it highlights what you're asking or saying in orange. So as much as I do look at the comments, obviously sometimes I do get engrossed in painting. I know I do a lot of waffling as well, but sometimes I do get engrossed in the painting and I don't look at the comments as much, but I can see the comments kind of out the corner of my eye, and obviously if there's a highlighted orange, it kind of just lets me know that someone's asking me a question, as opposed to you guys just having a sort of general chat amongst yourselves, which is great. I say this hobby is definitely a caring, sharing kind of hobby, and people do like to say if you ask a question, there's a good chance someone will answer it in the comments, which is just awesome. So this guy's going to be quite simply painted. I don't know what I've done with the orange now. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so obviously his skin so far is just Fire Giant orange. I'm using Gravelord grey to do like the edges and lots of the metallic bits on him. And then his big armour panels, I'm going to start off by doing Pallid Bone. Not too sure exactly what I'm going to do after that. I might add some sort of green into it. Yeah, I'm not too sure. I might make it rusty, but I don't know. Patrick, have I tried to place a white highlight on the dry brush model before adding colour? Have I tried to place the white highlight? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, doing the dry brushing and then getting white and going over the edges and making it a real crisp sort of white. Is that? I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. And the answer would be I haven't, but I have thought about it. Because obviously when I do the dry brushing, obviously the idea is I do the white dry brushing last to try and catch the edges. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But then I had thought about getting white and making them edges a real definite white as opposed to just a dry brush white. But yeah, no, I have considered doing that. I haven't done that as yet. Nurgle Nerd, what Legion am I doing? Just this model, to be honest. I got him. I have to keep looking because this is where my memory is shockingly bad. I forget what it's called. What's it called? So I've got a big box. It's Wrath of the Soul Forge King, and this is one of the mentions that was in there. There's two of these dudes in there. So yeah, other than these guys, I'm not doing any kind of particular Legion as such. Kalimar, the thing I still don't understand is how do you paint finer details like eyes? See, yeah, don't eyes. I think this is why I like orcs as well. With orcs, with their eyes, just paint a little red dot or a little bit red sort of slit in their eyes. Job done. That's the reason why I like Space Marines. Any Space Marines I paint, you'll generally find I put the hat on them, or I build them with the hats. So like, again, these dudes, my legionaries that I use for my kill team, you can't see their eyes. So yeah, eyes. I don't do eyes. Or if I do, paint someone where their head's out. If it's like a little figure like this, I'll paint the whole thing into skin colour. My theory is you've taken a snapshot of that person and they blinked. So their eyelids are shut, or they're sleeping, or they're dead. Yeah, I don't do eyes. I've tried eyes in the past. They are just too teeny tiny. And I find just painting a miniature, it's teeny tiny. And as you can probably see, I wear glasses. I'm long-sighted, so anything 2 feet further, I can see crystal clear. Anything 2 feet nearer, so anything that's within arm's reach, yeah, I can't see for toffee, or I can, but it's as blurred as anything. So I'm looking at getting good English. Like the magnifying thing that comes down, like you wear it like a head thingy with magnifiers, just so it sort of zooms in. I mean, my preferred way of painting these would be to have it really super close, but that would make it very difficult for me to film it. It wouldn't make for very good viewing for you guys right now if I had this right up in front of my face, because I wouldn't be able to get a camera in a good position for you to see it. But yeah, so eyes. Nah, don't do eyes. But so I do like the look of this guy. He is quite. I do like Nurgles, and like for painting them, I think they look really cool because they're just like quite a lot of colour, albeit sort of normally gross greens and sort of putrid guts coming out, sort of colour. But still, yeah, lots of colour going on. So yeah, so this grey, this is where sometimes speed paints, one coat is all you need. Put it on, awesome. Sometimes they are quite translucent, waterier. Don't know. So yeah, sometimes you kind of like put them on, give them a little bit of time so they sort of start drying, and then yeah, give them another coat. And this is definitely one of them, I think. Obviously, it doesn't help that I am just doing like little edging bits. So I'm sure if I was doing like a big panel, then this would be like a darker colour. Well, I must admit, I am now starting to feel hungry. Because I know in the past, whenever I've done live streams, I've always had sort of snacks on the side. Oh, this shows how long it's been since I've done a live stream. I think, yeah. I went vegan last year. About this sort of time of year. So I've been vegan for about a year. I don't think when I last did a live stream, other than a few days ago when I sort of was doing like testing to get it working, yeah, I wasn't vegan last time I did a live stream, I don't think. Or was I? Oh, I might have been, I'm not sure. Again, memory like a sieve. But yeah, so I need to get like vegan snacks, because I know before I used to have like loads of cookies, so I need to make sure I get some vegan cookies. So these bits I'm doing now with the grey, they are going to get some sort of like silver edge highlighting on them, just because obviously I want it to look more silver. But I do like the grey now as being like a start to all the metal bits that I paint. And I say I will eventually one day have a go at doing non-metallic metal, or non-metallic metal even. Yeah, because I want to do like a sword of some sort. And then once I'm happy and confident in it, then I'd have a go at doing like a full figure. Maybe something like the old custodians or custodes, because they are like obviously there's a lot of gold there. That'd look quite nice doing one of them in a full non-metallic metal. Christopher Rush, you discovered me 4 hours ago. You lucky so-and-so. And I've been a huge inspiration. Wow. I have to leave now, but we're watching you in the future. Keep up the good work. Well, hopefully I've got to mention you while you're still here. But yeah, no, cheers for discovering me, buddy. It's good to have people watching. Yeah. Cheers for being here. Hope you're going somewhere nice and it's not just off to work. Yeah, so like I was saying, guys, if there's anything you want to see me have a go at doing, by all means on one of my videos. With the videos as well, when I post a video, I normally post a video and then I come back and I look at the comments for the first sort of 2-3 hours. So if you do leave a comment on one of my older videos, apologies now, there's a fair chance I won't get round to reading it. Just because, well, the good news is now I'm getting quite a lot of comments, which is obviously really nice. But it does mean that I can't respond to as many as I probably used to when I had less comments, if that all makes sense. But yeah, what I'm trying to say, obviously doing it in my usual long way round term, if you want me to try something or a type of a style of painting, or if you want to see me kit bashing something, yeah, if you can leave a comment on one of my videos, I say one of the new videos, and then hopefully I'll see it, and yeah, I'll have a go at trying out whatever sort of painting technique it is, or kit bashing, whatever it is. So because I am buying more and more sets now, especially things like the Combat Patrol box sets, just because I do like kit bashing. I do like cutting miniatures up, gluing bits together and making something, well, something hopefully new and kind of original, really. So yeah, let me know if you want to see me kit bash something. It's like with the Great Unclean one that I did. I don't know if you guys saw that one. Is he still here? Oh, he's still here. Yeah, because he's on eBay. Well, he's just been brought. I'm so hungry. Yeah, so with the Great Unclean one, I'd been wanting to paint one for ages and ages. But I didn't want to just paint one as sort of normal. Let's see, can I zoom out any further? Oh, I think I can. Bosh. Yeah, so this dude. Well, as you can quite clearly see, I've given him a mobility scooter. I can't remember what this thing was called, but again, this came from a combat patrol box that I got ages ago. I was like, yeah, most of the miniatures I get, guys, I get from Chaos Cards. Especially if you're in the UK. I think they do deliver worldwide, but yeah, UK is probably better because obviously it's cheaper on the posting. But yeah, so Chaos Cards I get my miniatures from. There's a link in the description. There should be a discount code there as well. So you get a discount if you spend £30 or more from Chaos Cards. So that's where I got all my miniatures from. So yeah, so I got the Combat Patrol box. I think it was just Space Marines. So I can't remember what this vehicle was originally called. But again, I kind of thought I wasn't really going to paint it on its own. So that's why I kit bashed my good old Papa Nurgle dude here. So I was sure that was the doorbell then, so I'm expecting a delivery of miniatures. Yeah, so I've kit bashed him with this just because I thought it'd be funny having him looking like he's on a mobility scooter, and obviously he's got his little joystick to whiz himself around, because I honestly can't see how these dudes move when I've got his feet. So I cut him up and I kept the bits just so I can use them for other sort of kit bashing. Yeah, how do Nurgles move again? Because I don't play them. How do the Great Unclean ones move? I mean, do they even move? Because they got a big lot of weight on little legs that look like they can't move for toffee. So yeah, so I enjoy kit bashing. So I've forgotten where I started this conversation. But anywho, I like kit bashing. Let me know if you want to see me make something. That was it. If you want to see me make anything. Let's have a quick look. Mariel, what made me move to vegan? Yeah, don't mind you asking at all. I've always it's going to sound really weird. I've always wanted to be vegan. Two big problems I've always had, or did used to have. First big problem, I love the taste of meat. So straight away that kind of makes it a bit difficult. But the second one is probably the one that always stopped me. I don't like vegetables or salads. So I could have stopped eating meat and just eaten nuts and fruit. I love nuts and fruit. But then I kind of thought, well, I can't really live on just nuts and fruit. So that always kind of stopped me from being vegan. But then because there's so many choices now, and there's so many companies that make vegan food, like plant-based products. So that's kind of why I am now vegan, because I can walk into any sort of Tesco's, Lidl's, obviously these are UK sort of food stores. I can walk into any food store and I can buy stuff to eat. Because I don't know if you've seen, but I'm quite a large chunky guy. I like eating. So yeah, so that's why, again, long story short, that's why I'm vegan now, because I can go anywhere. I can buy vegan alternatives to anything really, like vegan burgers, vegan cheese, vegan milk, vegan everything. And I can go into like restaurants and pubs, and they do a wide variety of vegan food. So that's kind of why I am now vegan. I've always loved animals of all kinds, but yeah, I used to eat obviously cows, chickens, that sort of stuff. But now I don't need to, because I can get alternatives to cows, chickens, stuff. Yeah. Right, back to painting. Although, so that has made me feel rather... I was feeling hungry anyway. Now I'm feeling even more hungry. So I have got some plant-based burgers, but I need to put them in the oven and cook them and the rest. Anyway, let's go down. Have I missed any? So that was that comment. That was that comment. KNC, have I tried to apply slapchop to wargame miniatures like bolt action? I don't know what bolt action is. Yeah, sorry. Although I have applied it to... Oh yeah, I can show you these, because I've got to do a video of these. There's a new board game out, Apex. I don't know if you guys have ever played Apex but there's a board game of it coming out. There's a Kickstarter coming out very soon. I've painted some miniatures for it. I've not got any links anywhere because I've not made the video for it, which I'm going to be doing this week. So I've got a variety of figures from Apex, the board game. Awesome figures, really, really nice, lovely detailed, look really cool. But yeah, so if you've ever played Apex on, I don't know, Xbox or PlayStation, there is a board game of it coming out very, very soon. And the Kickstarter is out, I think, on the 18th. Don't quote me though, because again, memory like a sieve. I'm doing a video this week with all the details and the links. But yeah, there's some miniatures for that board game. So yeah, video out very soon. If you've ever played Apex online, you can play it as a board game very soon. Taufin, oh yeah, definitely gonna say your name wrong. Big apologies. Taufin Le Crupele. How do you cut through miniatures that big? There's a video out of me making this, dude. Go and check it. Go and check out all my videos, guys. You should be clicking all my videos. I show how I make this and I show how I cut this up. I think I use a variety of tools and I break a variety of tools. I think the main one that I used to cut this up, or the one that worked the best, was a Dremel with a few like cutting tools. Oh, he's shedding some of his stuff. But yeah, so that dude there, that was on eBay, and a lovely guy has bought that. So cheers to that guy. I can't remember your name, might be Ryan. Again, memory like a sieve. But yeah, so anything I make, gonna be on YouTube, gonna be on eBay. It's obviously on YouTube as well. Yeah, go check it out. So I think this is the problem as well, because I'm not eating. This is where I start going a bit doolally as well. Because I know in the past I've done live streams. When I get to around about 2 hours, 3 hours, my mind just wanders even more than it did originally, especially without food. So I'll just think, what's this, Alan? Some Nurgle lore. Some very tiny demons carry the unclean ones. So that makes sense, because I can't see how they walk otherwise. Because the tiny demons become miserable and feed the larger guys, the misery, energy, and the cycle loops. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, it makes as much sense as orcs believing if they paint something red, it goes faster. So, yeah, I'm all down for that. Right. So what's the time? 4:30. Yeah, I can go for it. So, the usual thing, I was expecting to get a lot more of this painted in the time. Usual thing, I chat lots when I'm doing live streams. Go figure. But so I've got a mate coming around about 7:15 to play Kill Team. There's a few things I want to do before then. One of them is definitely to eat, because my belly is now starting to rumble. Probably more so than it was outside, or it stopped outside. So I'm going to do more of the grey. I want to start doing some of the bone colour, just so you guys can see sort of where it's sort of at. But say the video for this guy, because I probably will finish painting this dude off tomorrow, so he'll probably be done and a video out later this week. I might do a live stream Thursday, guys. So if I can, I really want to do live streams, say Tuesdays and Thursdays, around about midday, 2ish UK time. If I do a live stream Thursday, I'll probably be painting this guy. Yeah, just because I don't really paint many sort of vehicles, but I love the look of this dude, because obviously sort of Star Wars looking, as well as old RoboCop. So yes, I might do a live stream Thursday, and I might paint him. So if you're about Thursday, it'd be cool if you can keep me company then as well. But right, let's get back to this dude. JJ Ice Joe, where did I get the support to paint the miniature? This I got off Thingiverse, 3D printed. I love Thingiverse. Go to Thingiverse if you want stuff that's free. Thingiverse, and type in, I think I typed in something like miniature holder, and then you get a whole variety come up. This came up, and I printed out about a dozen, I think, just because sometimes I like to batch paint, especially for the kill teams. If I'm doing a kill team, I like to sort of paint all of them at once, just because it makes it a whole lot easier. But yeah, went to Thingiverse, 3D printed it out. So I'm very lucky that I get sent 3D printers by companies, and yeah, I 3D print. So I do. I'm like a kid in a toy shop. Get a 3D printer, you can find the files online, make them whatever size you want them, and yeah, sort of 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it is later, you've got a miniature in your own home. Awesome. Yeah, I think I might go for about another hour, see how it goes. Only because say I am feeling really hungry, and what I need to do is obviously get get snacks in that I can eat that don't look terrible eating them online. As in, you don't want me to be eating something and see half of it be falling out of my mouth. Not that I'm a bad eater. Right, to Japis. Thanks for being here, buddy. So apologies, I can't say your name at all. Yeah, have a good day, evening, morning, night, whatever it is where you are. Yeah, so guys, let me know if you do like, like the live streams, because I will do more of them. Because it is fun having a chat along while painting. Astro, is it hard setting up a 3D printer for the first time? No, is the honest answer. Well, yes and no, depending on which printer you get. The filament ones, as in those ones with a big spool of like hard plastic that goes through a nozzle, gets heated up, then comes out. I find them ones are. I've had some of those 3D printers, and you've had to like part assemble them, and then level the bed and all kinds of stuff. To the extent one company sent me a 3D printer, I spent days putting it together, as in not physical days, it was like a bit here, a bit there. Went to try and print on it, failed every time. The printer just wouldn't, or say the spool that came out just wouldn't go onto the printer bed. Basically I had a lot of problems, and I couldn't do a video for them because I just couldn't get on with it. Resin printers. I did a video about 3 days ago. Anycubic. Was it the Anycubic Photon 2? Or was it Anycubic M2? A real small printer. It's only about $160. You get that out of the box, you plug it in, you put the bed on, the bed comes down, you tighten up a couple of bolts, you're printing within 5-10 minutes. Prints come out perfectly. So it's a cheap printer, prints really well. If it's a 4K printer, $160, maybe even less depending on where you go to get it. And yeah, you are printing with it out of the box within 10 minutes. So simple, so good. So yeah, go and have a look. Say there's a video on within the last 10 days. There's a video on. It's an Anycubic. Again, my memory is shockingly bad. I can't remember. It's the Anycubic M2 or Photon 2. Yeah, this is why at school my favourite subjects at school was art, graphics and design technology. When it comes to drawing, painting, building, making, I'm your man. And anything that doesn't require me to remember dates, I'm no good with dates, numbers, facts, figures. Yeah, I don't even know my own phone number. That's how bad my memory is. I don't know my own phone number. So in regards to jobs, I've had a lot of jobs because I like trying things. My favourite jobs, I was a graphic designer at British Airways. Absolutely loved that job. One of my favourite jobs ever. I used to love going into work. I didn't hate weekends, but I used to love Mondays. I used to love thinking about Monday, going into work. So yeah, graphic designer at British Airways. Loved the job. Loved the people I worked with. I've been a photographer. Again, anything visual. I love things that are visual. So as a photographer, I started off doing like family sort of portraits. Anything to do with people, pets, babies, newborns, baby bumps, all that stuff. And then did weddings. So I was a wedding photographer. Obviously old lockdown COVID kind of came in when I was doing wedding photography. So that kind of like slowly sort of stopped. And it was during the second lockdown I made this channel. So that's why now I've almost phased out photography, because I want to do this full time, and I pretty much am doing this full time. It's not earning a whole lot of money, hence the reason why I'm now selling the things I make on eBay, just to try and help obviously bring in some money. But yeah, so my plan is to obviously make YouTube my full-time sort of thing, and as I say, it's all mainly because my memory is shockingly bad. But yeah, my favourite jobs have all been to do with sort of visual things. But yeah, I did love being a graphic designer. But I certainly love painting miniatures. I do now. I say, it is funny, if you've been with my channel since I started, it's been like a big change for me to say I love painting miniatures, when in most of my my old videos, I say, you'll hear me say it so many times, I hate painting miniatures. And all because of the slapchop painting technique, I now love it. And I paint every day now, pretty much. Well, some days I don't. Obviously, when I've got my kids over, then I don't paint a lot or much. Right. Oh, apologies, I've not really been looking at the old whatsits. Loosely collected, hope you at least have a drink. Yeah, I've got a drink, so my voice isn't going to go croaky. But I say, well, the problem is that I haven't got any snacks. I've got lots of my kids' snacks are here, but I don't think any of my kids' snacks are vegan. So yes, this is why if I am going to do live streams, I need to make sure I get some, say cookies. I love eating cookies, so I need to get vegan cookies and make sure I've got them in. But yeah. I enjoy doing live streams because it's fun having you guys here, have a bit of a chat, yeah, just a bit of a hanging out. TriStar, bro, do you like Tyranids? A good bug is a happy bug. I love that film. Wasn't fast on the second one, but yeah, Starship Troopers. See now, Tyranids, I don't really have any of them. So most of the, because I'm trying to get more and more variety of Warhammer stuff. I've got a lot of orc stuff, obviously, because I love orcs. I'm starting to get a lot more Space Marine stuff now because I don't know if you guys have seen that the Warhammer chess set that I made, because that's obviously got a lot of Space Marines in it. I say the combat patrol boxes, I love buying them just because I have a whole variety of bits and pieces. So yeah, guys, don't forget to check out the link down below for Chaos Cards. They do a lot of miniatures. They started out purely doing like sort of Pokemon cards. This is obviously going back a few years, but yeah, their company has grown and grown and grown, and they stock a whole load of miniatures now. Well, they have for a while, but I went down to their main shop or store down at Folkestone some time ago. Yes, if you live anywhere near Folkestone, guys, my chess set is currently down there at their store. So yeah, if you want to go and see my Warhammer 40k chess set that I made, go check that out down at Chaos Cards down in Folkestone. Although I will be going down there soon to pick it up. Well, because that's going to go on eBay. Although it's probably going to need to go to someone who lives in the UK because it's quite heavy. Because I don't know if you've seen the chess set. If not, why not? Go and have a little look. It's a big board, but it's got lighting underneath the chess set. You can turn it different colours, and it's made with Space Marines and Orcs make up the chess pieces. So I was really pleased with that. And again, if you watch the videos, it's over quite a few videos. I've wanted to make a Warhammer 40k chess set for, well, probably about 2 years. But the thing that put me off was painting the miniatures. Making the board, I love making the board, especially as I'd always had ideas of making the board. So it's quite a big chunky board. It's got lights and stuff in it. But yeah, the thing that put me off making a chess set was I didn't want to paint the figures. But then Slapchop came along and it's like, oh yes, I love painting miniatures. I'm making the chess set. So I was really pleased with how that came out. So yes, that's going to be going on eBay soon. So if you want a Warhammer 40k chess set, it's going to be on eBay. But it will be a case of, if you're overseas, well, saying that wherever you are, I think I'm gonna do it so that whoever buys it has to pay for the postage, because obviously it's quite a large chess set and it's quite heavy. But I'm really pleased how it came out though. Right, I'm not far off. Again, there's probably bits I've missed. I'll probably see them when I come to paint the next colour. But I think I'm going to paint... Oh no, he got his hold of his gun. I'm going to paint the next colour soon. Lemontade's got an Anycubic Mono 4K. Yeah, so I've got about 4 or 5 Anycubic printers, but only one out because I've got no room to put any more out. I have got a Mars as well, the Elegoo Mars Pro 3, I think. Or no, just Elegoo Mars Pro, I think. I don't know. It's an Elegoo Mars. So I'm looking over the class where it is. It's over there. But I like that. Life of Zeke is printed on his Canon inkjet. Yeah, they're good. TriStar, you love British Airways and their design history. Yeah, so I worked at British Airways as a graphic designer. I had nothing to do with the tail design logos or any of that stuff. All the stuff I did was all internal, so it was for cabin crew, the pilots. Yeah, a lot of people who worked obviously within BA. All the stuff I did was all internal stuff. So I did some of the magazines, their brochures, training ads, training leaflets, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved that job. Well, that being said, say doing YouTube full time is obviously going to be the best job ever. So it's kind of my main sort of income at the moment. I do some photography still, just because I'm not getting enough from YouTube for it to be my only job. But yeah, that's my dream and my goal, is to make YouTube my full-time income sort of job. Well, you can't really call it a job because it's obviously sitting here painting, chatting with you guys, having fun. Would make it obviously the ideal best job ever. So yeah, so guys, if you can, say simple little things like watching my videos, hitting the thumbs up, sharing if you can, obviously subscribing. But yeah, definitely watch my videos, guys. Some good ones out there. Right, yeah, let's get some of the panels painted, because then I'll be able to see a bit more what bits I've missed. Bunker Gaming, good afternoon to you. Right, yeah, I'm thinking definitely an hour sort of tops from now, because I'm famished, and as you can see, I am clearly wasting away. Aaron, would I recommend speed paints in the contrast area of paints? So do you mean, would I recommend speed paints over contrast paints? Or not sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously I probably have more Army Painter speed paints, which is probably why I use their paints a whole lot more. I have a few from Green Stuff World. I have their dipping inks. Oh, there's my delivery, guys. I'll be back in a second. Don't go anywhere. Sorry about that, guys. Just had a little delivery. Oh, not surprisingly, it's miniatures. Can you guess what miniature has just turned up? Well, it's not too surprising. Orc. So yeah, obviously love painting orcs, quite clearly. So yeah, Mosrog Scragbad. Again, orcs have the most amazing names, but I love the big squiggies on because it looks like a shark. So this has been sent to me by B Computers. Yes, obviously they sell a lot of Games Workshop stuff. I might leave a link in this description because obviously, oh pardon me, I'm not really going to have time to sort of go in and do it, but I will be doing a video where I paint this dude. So yeah, this could well be another guy that I paint. Sorry, I've run up and down the stairs. The buzzer wasn't working in the flat, so I had to run down. Yeah, so I might be doing a live stream of painting this guy, and when I do paint him, then I will leave more links and all the rest of it. But yes, it's a company called B Computers, as in BEE Computers. They're in the UK, and well, they sell Warhammer miniatures, and they kindly sent me this one. So yes, I can't wait to paint him. So he'll be painted probably next week, maybe in a live stream. Oh, right, back to this. Did I miss anything? Well, looks like people are still here, so that's good. Aaron, you was referring to the dipping inks. Yeah, what I have said in quite a lot of the videos is I would say there's no one good company that does awesome everything. And what I mean by that is, like with the Army Painter inks, the Army Painter speed paints, some of their paints are awesome. Some of them are like, didn't do much, or they're a bit wet and watery. But the same is said with Citadel paints. Some of theirs work really, really well. Some of them are a bit like, a bit naff. So, yes, I probably wouldn't recommend one company over the other, purely because they all do some paints that are good and some that aren't. But obviously with the Army Painter speed paints, I've got a good relationship with them, so they do send me a lot of their paints. And obviously the Speed Paint 2.0, I mean, I've had these for, don't know, about a month, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I'm not too sure. So me with a lot of other YouTubers were sent these obviously really early, just so we could obviously try them out. It's sort of like free advertising for them, and we get paints for free, so it works kind of well for us both. So I probably do have more Army Painter speed paints than any other sort of contrasty kind of paints. So yeah, so bottom line is I use probably more of their paints because I have so many colours that I'm working my way through, and I'm finding which ones that I love, so I use them obviously a lot more than the others. Just like the greens, I've got 18 different speed paint greens, and I've gone through quite a few of them, and there's some that I absolutely love, some that say they rather go on and they're rather watery, so you need to do quite a few layers, or they're almost too thick. Even with like shaking it to a inch into its life, they're that thick that they come out as almost a normal sort of paint and not a contrast sort of free toned paint. So again, long story short, yeah, there's not one company that I would recommend over others. But as you can see, I've got a lovely mat from Army Painter, so they might be my favourite, but shh, I'm not telling you that. But no, this is about, so this cutting mat. They do sell a cutting mat. It's a small little one, but I've seen people use these big Army Painter cutting mats. So I kindly asked Army Painter to send me one. The problem I have is I love this mat so much, I don't want to get it dirty. I don't want to use it to cut up on. So I went out and brought the stuff on top of it. But I went out and brought an A4 cutting mat to purely cut on because I didn't want to make a mess of this lovely mat. Anyway, I'm waffling. Son Wukong, apologies again, I probably said your name so incorrectly. Hello from France. Nice stream, and you're painting while watching. Awesome. So I must admit, say whenever I'm painting, oh, what have I done me here, bud? I just thought I've got no music in my ear. Yeah, whenever I'm painting, I'm either listening to music, watching a film, or Netflix, or I'm watching other YouTubers painting. Just because it is obviously the best way to learn, isn't it? Watch others, see what they do. I mean, obviously that's how I came across the good old slapchop method. even though the guy that was doing it, he was almost taking the mick out of using the term slapchop. But it kind of obviously went a bit nuts, and now there's lots of us doing it. Zach Cook, glad you caught the stream. I'm glad you caught the stream too. Just bought the big Army Painter Dungeon Craft box. Well, I must admit, again, so this is where I say it all the time. I am very fortunate that my YouTube channel is in a position now where companies send me stuff. Again, because they get free advertising. But obviously, in return, I get something for free, which, as we all know, I love things for free. So yes, Army Painter in the past have sent me quite a lot of their sort of dungeon craft boxes. And I say, yeah, they're awesome. Great value for money. You get tons of stuff in there. Because I used to make like little sets for Dungeons and Dragons, so there's quite a few. Yeah, so they're dungeon crafting sets to have like the foam board in there, foam cutters. If you'd have seen the video I put on yesterday, day before, the one about the textured dry palette, where I'd made some foam like paving slabs, but if you prime that with a normal paint, it eats into it. But Army Painter do a special priming paint. So you can paint over XPS foam, and it doesn't sort of eat it or dissolve it. So yeah, I guess going back to your question about sort of one company better than others, Army Painter do seem to have more variety of stuff, as in paints and building, crafting bits and pieces, and the fact that they do really listen to customers, and they take on what people say and they change things. So yeah, maybe I might change my mind and say, yeah, I would recommend Army Painter over other companies, purely because they do seem to have a larger range of all sorts. And they definitely have a big interaction with their customers, which is really good, because obviously it means they're listening to people and they're making products to suit people's needs, which is awesome. Right, let's let my earbud back in, because it's gone really quiet here. The sun's now coming out, blue skies. So that the thunderstorms earlier was weird, especially say when there was no rain, and at first it was still quite bright, but then it went darker. Carl Reed, just want to say your advertisement for Chaos cards saved you £30 for the Stormcast Eternals. Excellent. Awesome. Oh, that's good to hear, buddy. Yeah, because say I've got a discount code, but I know when I have looked at prices, they are very competitive, and yeah, they do discounts all over the place. So yeah, definitely worth checking them out, guys. I say that's where I get all my miniatures from, because I have got a bit of a deal with them, obviously, at the moment. So yes, it does work out obviously a bit cheaper for me to buy my miniatures there. But yeah, so in return, yeah, you guys buying stuff from them obviously helps me out, because then I get to be in their good. I'm in their good books anyway, but I get to be in their better books, and then get sent more stuff. Anyway, I'm waffling. Let's do some more painting. Yes, there's some bits there I've missed with the grey. Right, let's do some filming. So otherwise, when I come to edit this video, there'll be no footage whatsoever. It will go from a dry brushed mini to a fully painted mini, and you'll be like, okay, where's the bit in between? This is the bit that's in between. Stuart Perry, excellent to see you live, mate. You're doing a great job. Cheers, buddy. Thanks for saying so. That's very nice. So I do like some good comments, and a little handshake from, is that Wagul? Yeah, so I'm so bad at pronouncing certain names. Unless your name's sort of John Paul David, then yeah, some names I just can't pronounce for toffee. Right, so let's get the camera. So the other tricky bit is, because I've got more things on my desk, because normally my desk is completely empty, but also I've got a microphone, I've got a stand for a webcam, got my keyboard out here as well. I need to try and film painting this dude, but without all the the bits and pieces that are everywhere. Oh, cheers for the donation, buddy. J Crod 7776. Love my content, or love your content. Love everyone's content. Cheers for the donation, buddy. Say every bit helps, because everything I get does kind of go back into the channel. Well, and it will go into buying me some cookies. I shouldn't keep talking about food though. Yeah, so the kitchen's over there. I'm just looking, and yeah, I can't think of anything in the kitchen snack-wise other than my kids' sort of snacks, and they're not vegan, so I can't really eat them. But yeah, I think I might do a live stream Thursday, guys. So Tuesdays, Thursdays. Yeah, 2 o'clock seemed like a good time for me to start. Might start early. I might do midday in the UK. But yeah, always keep an eye out, guys. Tuesdays, Thursdays, live streaming. They do keep me going. Cookies do keep me going because you can just sort of pick at them. But I've got none. But next time I will have some. Oh, sorry about that. Apologies for hitting the camera. What am I doing? Let's zoom you in a little bit. Yeah, like that. So I was going to film on my camera. Just check where I'm going to hold it. There, looks good. Right. Let's show the colour I'm going to use. So again, so this one isn't really going to change the colour much, because this is quite a light kind of colour. But yeah, again, in my head, because I am now going to start doing sort of more highlights and edge highlighting and, well, other bits and pieces. I don't mind sort of whatever speed paint or contrast paint I use being a bit darker than what I kind of want it to end up being. So again, this will have some sort of a lighter colour over the top probably. The thing is though with the painting, sometimes I have an idea of what colours I'm going to paint. Sometimes I start and then just wing it. Probably because, like I say, I don't really play Warhammer 40k, so I don't have any big teams. Well, I don't have any teams really, other than the kill teams. So with kill teams, sometimes I might paint one miniature, and then if I like it, then I paint all the rest. If I don't like it, then I can obviously take them back to being just grey. Or sometimes I do like batch painting though. Painting loads of miniatures at once does make things obviously a whole lot quicker. So yeah, there should be a video out tomorrow. Say 2 o'clock seems to be a good time to sort of, well, put videos out and do live streams. So yeah, so there should be a video out tomorrow about 2ish, guys. So yeah, if you are subscribed, if you can obviously hit the notification bell, because I know a lot of people who are subscribed don't. But yeah, again, for me, when I put a video out, if it gets a lot of views in the first hour, it seems to do really well. As in, YouTube see it as being a good video and then they sort of promote it to more people. So the more views I can get in that first hour, the better the video does sort of longer term. It's quite weird, but that does seem to be how it works with YouTube. Or it certainly seems to be how it works on my channel with YouTube. So yeah, so guys, 2 o'clock. Well, I think 1:45 I normally put the video as being live. But yeah, so 2 o'clock, video out tomorrow. I say if you can watch it within that first hour, it would certainly be much appreciated, because it really will. Say YouTube just seems to push it out to more people, which is kind of what it's all about. As well as obviously listening to me waffle, I guess. Yes, see the orange on this dude has has dried quite dark, and I definitely want him to be more of a lighter sort of colour. But so that's why in my head my plan is to paint him with like a normal sort of skin colour, or normal-ish. Just sort of build up some highlights on him. I do just love how speed paints and contrast paints work. especially with the old like dry brushing underneath. It really does make painting, well, for me, so much easier. And I say, how these come out is how I never thought I could paint. And again, I know how I paint things. Some people might look at it and go, oh no, not for me, which is fine because we're all different. But for me, yeah, this slap chop painting really has been the old game changer. And say, the fact that I love painting, so it couldn't have been much more of a game changer than that. Take someone who didn't like painting to someone who now loves it. Definitely seen quite a few areas that I've missed with the other two colours, but that's fine. We'll go back and do those. So say the bulk of this, the colour wise, is the orange, the grey, and say now this kind of like bone colour. But then with the highlights, for like some of these sort of like the eyeball and the stretched skin, I'd add like a variety of couple of colours to that, I guess. Yeah, so the video that'll be out tomorrow will be the beast boss. So he's not quite finished. He's finished as in obviously all the like speed paints have been put on him. But now I just need to go over and do some edge highlighting, maybe some stippling here and there. I'm not sure. I might do his weapon and the old jaw, claw, bitey bit here. I might add some rust effect to that, just because I love I love this dirty down rust. I don't know if you've seen a couple of videos where I've used this, and this stuff is so great. It's so easy to use. The only thing you need to do is you've got to really, I mean, I know with most paint you've got to give them a good old shake. This one, when it says give it a good old shake, it means shake it and then shake it 10 times more. And also the other thing I do with this is I hold it in my hands, because it works better when warm. Again, which is really weird, but it is a case of you warm it up. And I did paint some panels with it, and it also says that to get best results, heat up or make warm whatever you're painting. So I actually got my I've got a hot gun, because obviously I haven't got a hairdryer. I haven't had one of them since the 80s. But I got a hot gun, and I used that to heat up the panel. I say panel, it was obviously a plastic panel, and then painted it. And the rust, the effect it made was just amazing. And again, so simple, so quick, so easy. And that's what I think my motto, you know what I mean. Yeah, quick, simple and easy. Yeah, that's how everything should be. Quick, simple and easy. And fun. Let's throw that in as well. Oh, that's pretty much most of the panels done. Wasn't too many panels. Yeah, so cheers guys for being here, keeping me company. Say, it's the first time I've really done a live stream in quite some time. It's certainly been nice to have loads of you guys here, which is pretty awesome. Right, I don't think I can see any bits I've missed with this one, but chances I probably have. skin colour, I think. Yeah, awesome. Corey Phillips, you love it. The old slap chop method's got you into painting as well. That is awesome. You think about getting the Army Painter Speed Paint Metallics? I don't know if I'd recommend them or not. They're not bad. So I've only got the 3 because obviously there's another pack. There's a pack of 10, isn't there, coming out soon, or they might be out now. I'm not too sure. The 3 I've got, I would say the good bit about them is they go on really, really well. And the silver looks silver, gold looks gold, copper looks copper. The only thing I would say is they don't seem to work, or the 3 I've got, as well as like normal speed paints. As in, say the silver. When I put the silver on, it's almost like a solid colour. In the recesses, it goes a little bit darker, and anywhere else, it's a little bit lighter. So you kind of get, it's almost like a 2-shade sort of speed paint. Whereas most speed paints, you kind of get 3 shades. You get the bits that go into the nooks and crannies being really, really dark. You get the bits that have been on like the normal flat edges as being the medium tone. And then you get the bits that are on like the edge being really light. And that's obviously what makes up the speed paints really well. It's getting like those 3 sort of tones. I guess with the metallics, they're more 2-tone. You'll get a dark bit and a light bit. Which, say, again, isn't bad. And I know Army Painter have got all this feedback to them about how their metallics work, but so I've only got the original 3. I know they are bringing out the box set of 10, so the other ones might be completely different and they might work better. So would I recommend them? They are good, so possibly, but I know, again, I think I probably wouldn't recommend them sort of straight away, because I'm changing how I'm doing metallic looking colours, as in I'm doing the grey. I'm using Gravelord, so I've only just started doing this the last couple of things I've been painting. So I'm now painting with Gravelord grey and then doing silver for edge highlighting. Just because obviously the Gravelord grey, when that goes in, that does give you like the 3 tones. You get the darker in the recesses and lighter in the flat areas, and then like a really light bit on the edging. So yeah, but yeah, them metallic paints aren't bad. There we go. That's what I'll go with. They're not bad. Leon Toe Podium. Good day. Which brushes do I like more? See, now you're asking a question I really can't answer very well, because I've always brought the cheapest brushes I can get, irrespective of what they're made from or how they look or any of that. I've literally gone on Amazon, because I kind of get everything off Amazon, and I bought the biggest pack of the cheapest brushes I can get. Only recently I've been sent these ones from Army Painter. So I've got quite a few of them. What they're made from, as in synthetic or badger's bum hair, I don't know. Although I probably wouldn't use badger's bum hair because I've gone vegan. Maybe I need to find out what these hairs are from. I kind of think they are synthetic. Yeah, so when it comes to brushes, I don't know. In fact, if you watch any of my old videos, you'll always hear me saying it wouldn't matter if I had a £50 brush or a 50p brush, my style of painting wouldn't look any different. The only thing I would say now is the difference between a 50p brush and a £50 brush. The £50 brush should last you longer. Again, in my hands, it probably wouldn't make much odds, because I am a basic painter. Obviously, if you're a pro painter, then yeah, you'd want the better brush, because, well, obviously it should perform better. But yeah, it's like giving a Ferrari to a kid and telling him to drive it. He'll drive it into a wall just as much as you'd drive a cheap old banger into a wall. Probably not the best of explanations there, but never mind. You know what I mean. See, every now and then I keep seeing little areas that I've not done with this colour. I do quite like the colour though. Yeah. Not coming out too bad, is he? What's the time? 5 o'clock. What time did I start? 2. 3 hours. That's not too bad. I was kind of thinking I'd do a stream for about sort of 3 hours ish. Yeah. Marcel, cheers from Germany. Good to have you here. Cheers from the UK. Corey Phillips, thank you, mini hobbyist in chat. One more question. I want to speed paint my corn army, and I don't know what good alternative metallics to paint the copper colours. Ah, yeah, that's definitely one for the chat. Well, I say I am looking at doing or having a go at trying out the old non-metallic metal painting. It's a style I've never done. I've always seen people do it, and when you watch someone who does it, who knows how to do it, they make it look so easy, and you think, oh yeah, anyone can do that. But like anything, it's practice. Practice makes perfect. So that's why I'm gonna have a go at doing it. I'm gonna video it. I'm gonna put the video online. It's a fair chance it's gonna look pants. But the other good thing about trying something, if you are bad at it and people watch you, they can see what you've done that's probably wrong, to one, advise you what to do, and two, to let other people know that this is the wrong way of doing it, this is the right way of doing it. But again, a lot of things you don't know unless you try, and that's why, yeah, it's always worth trying. Yeah, so guys, what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to call it quits now. So there's a few bits I'm going to touch up with the same paints, then I'm going to let him fully dry and then do any highlights afterwards. So I'm going to do a live stream this coming Thursday, if you're about. Say Tuesdays and Thursdays are the best days for me to do live streams, and on Thursday I think I'm going to paint this dude. Just because I don't really paint many vehicles. In fact, I think the only vehicle I've really ever painted was the one that I kind of, let's zoom out a bit, was the one that I kit bashed with old Nurgle dude here. And obviously even then I've kind of, well, some of it, obviously you can see quite a lot of the vehicle, but a lot of it obviously has been swallowed up by old Papa, I was going to call him Papa Smurf then, Papa Nurgle. But yeah, anyway, on Thursday I'm going to do a live stream painting this dude. Not sure the colour yet. Probably going to be a green, maybe just even a grey, because this one I am going to turn into a rust bucket, because I am going to smother it with dirty down rust, and it's going to look like a total rust bucket. So yeah, so join me Thursday. I think I'm going to start the stream Thursday a bit earlier. I'm going to go for 12 midday UK time. So that's going to be obviously different times all over the world. But yeah, UK 12 o'clock midday. I'm going to start the live stream this coming Thursday, and I'm going to paint this dude. So it'd be great to have you guys there. I say, if we can get above 200 people watching at once, that would be mind-blowing, because I've only done it once. I say 205 has been my all-time record. But yeah, guys, I really enjoyed your company. Hopefully you found this informative, fun, different, or just a good waste of your time. Either way, I'm happy that you've been here. I've certainly enjoyed doing it, and yeah, hopefully everything's gone to plan. The picture quality's been okay. I need to work out this one, because sometimes the focus doesn't look like it's sharp focus. So I'm going to have a little play with the settings to try and get this to work a bit better. Or I might change the webcams over, because the webcam that's on me seems to have a better, sharper focus. So maybe I might swap them over. Gareth, yeah, you've missed us, buddy. But thanks for being here. California, oh, lovely place. Been there a few times. Lovely and warm. And yeah, cheers, guys. And thanks to everyone who has kindly, well, donated some money. So yeah, TriStar, buddy. Yeah, you are amazing. So cheers for that, mate. That is going to pay for, well, some more plastic. Right, I'm going to try and end the stream professionally. So I'm going to click on that button first, so I can hide here and do what I want, because you can't see me. But yeah, guys, cheers for watching. Don't forget, watch some of my other videos. Always hit that thumbs up button. Share if you can, because it really does help me out so much. And yeah, enjoy what you're doing. Okay, guys, you all take care. Bye for now.